All right, Eric Fried. We called him Frito back in college. Thank you very much. Welcome, everybody, to Yankee Stadium. We are in the Bronx, New York. ESPN Baseball, presented by Liberty Mutual. Bundle and save on your car and home insurance. It is a picture postcard evening here in New York. Yankee Stadium is alive. The Yankees are very much alive. They are dealing with the Seattle Mariners, a team that is struggling but find themselves still very much in a wild card race. The youth movement, George Lombard Jr. and recently acquired Luis Garcia Jr. Two key cogs right now for the Yankees. That guy was a second place finisher in the runner-up last year to Aaron Judge. Different story for Cal Raleigh this year. And Julio Rodriguez is putting up numbers that we are used to seeing. Both these teams very much in the postseason puzzle. Yankees trailing the Rays by 6.5 in the American League East. They lead the wild card, and then there are the Mariners, who are only 4 games back. David Ross, Eduardo Perez, Buster Olney down on the field. We'll get to him in just a moment. And I'm Carl Ravitch. Thanks for being with us. So, Rossi, I mean, it's an interesting vibe around the Yankees. They know they're not hitting, and yet they keep on winning. 17-10 their last 27. How do you explain the juxtaposition?
Yeah, when you come to New York and think about Yankee Stadium, you think about the Bronx Bombers. Well, it's been anything but that, with Judge out, with Stanton out, but they've relied on a guy like Ben Rice. He is leading the Yankees with 32 home runs, 75 RBIs, and yeah, he scored 72 runs. This guy absolutely crushes the fastball, which is going to be a key matchup tonight against Bryce Miller. They need him to be good in the middle of that order till those stars get back.
Now we'll get to the rest of the offense. The other thing that has changed for the Yankees, their defense. Buster, George Lombard Jr. in the middle of everything.
Absolutely. He's hit well. Look, 286 and 2 home runs in his first week, but his impact has been on defense. He's a big shortstop, but he also has tremendous agility, the way he moves, the way he throws. Think about this number. Throughout 2025, Yankee shortstops were +3 in defensive runs saved. This year, in his first week, George Lombard +4. Carl, you can see right away, top of the Yankee defense.
No question about it. Take a look at this, Buster, as you've shared with us. Yankees shortstop since 2003. Defensive runs saved, -194. Worst in baseball by any position on any team. Shortstop for the Yankees. And this year, Lombard is a +4. Let's switch to the Mariners. The Mariners would like to turn the switch on. This was an offensive juggernaut last year. And this year, it feels like it's emblematic of everybody, including Cal Raleigh. Last year, finished second. 60 home runs to Aaron Judge in the MVP race. He put it pretty succinctly, and you can go sort of to the third part of this. We got to play better. We are just playing very, very, very bad baseball in every facet of the game. Eduardo, you throw 3 verys in there, you're making a point.
Yeah, it's not good. And that's the bottom line. And he recognizes it, so does the entire fan base in Seattle. They recognize that they have not lived to their opportunity, especially the way that their pitching has been able to produce.
Yep.
Now, offensively, you look at Raleigh, it all starts with him. He is part of the primary collapse. Then you look at Julio. He has held up to his best, but still the OPS is down at least 50 points. And then Josh Naylor. You expected more power from him, 12 home runs so far this season, and the average is there, but still, where are we getting the damage from? Those numbers right in front of your screen do not lie.
All right, our first pitch is coming up from Little League to the big leagues. It is the Mariners and the New York Yankees. And the pitching has been very good, especially the power arms for the Yankees. We saw the 3-headed monster of Fried and Cole and Schlittler over the weekend, in which they took 2 out of 3 from the Braves. And yet Aaron Boone tells us he's getting rides, and friends, and his mother is saying, hey, it's going to turn around. And he's like, but we're actually winning.
Yeah, it looks like they're struggling really bad, but like you said, over the last 27, 17, and 10, they've got a really good team, a really good pitching staff, and struggling offensively, so it feels like they're in playoff baseball every single night in these 1-1 games.
You know what's interesting is the way they've always won is via the slug. And they're winning in many different ways. Yesterday they won because they were able to hit the ball the other way. 2 left-handed hitters were able to go the other way and drive in a couple runs. It's not just via that home run power that they're so accustomed here at Yankee Stadium.
So we've seen the American League all season long be this hodgepodge of teams. Of course, the Red Sox were awful. Then they got red hot. Now they've lost a handful of games in a row. But as a result, New York and Boston have separated themselves from the field when it comes to the top 2 in the wild card race. And then there's like everybody else, including Seattle. Sandwiched in between them, you have Baltimore, you got Toronto, Cleveland. You know, Buster, as we await the Yankees taking the field, let's talk about some of the important pieces that they expect to get back and when they expect to get them back.
Yeah, Cody Bellinger coming back from a leg injury. They're thinking that he's going to start on a minor league rehabilitation assignment sometime next week. Carlos Rodon is not that far away. Giancarlo Stanton, at some point, maybe in early September, we're going to see him. We saw him out on the field earlier today running the bases. And, of course, the big one, Aaron Judge, who is going to come back at some point in September. He represents the greatest X factor in the American League race as we go down the stretch.
No doubt about it. And there are numbers that back that up. Here's Bellinger in the outfield earlier. You had a chance to talk with him after this. What did he say?
Yeah, he said he felt great, really felt good in the box, moving around. He said he's getting really, really close, like Buster said. Going out next week, maybe get a couple rehab starts, and he'll be back really soon. But looked nice and clean, ran the bases, swung, and you see here taking some balls in the outfield.
All right, so they should get those guys back. Bellinger in left, Judge likely being right, Grisham in center when and if they are all healthy. Meantime, Eduardo, look at this lineup. There are a couple of bright spots. Cole Young certainly hitting second. It's been a bright spot, as has the guy right behind him in the batting order, Randy Arozarena.
Yeah, and it all starts at the top with Taylor Ward. He will get on base, and they're hoping that as you look at the lineup, they can at least get the guys that are hot at the top to create a little bit of havoc, and the guys on the bottom to find themselves. And if they do, this is a team that can be reckoned with because of their pitching.
All right, 27-year-old on the mound, drafted by the Yankees in the 8th round out of southeastern Louisiana. Rossi, as a catcher, you got a team that is struggling offensively. Is there any need to tell your pitcher, I don't care what those numbers are, this team can jump you, so you got to really dial it in?
Yeah, I mean, I think you want these guys to be themselves, and you kind of deal with the game as it goes, but you want to get strike one against a team that's struggling offensively. You want to come right at them, get strike one, get ahead, and see what happens and how you can manipulate the at-bat.
All right, 80 degrees here in New York as we get set for the first pitch of this one between the New York Yankees and the Seattle Mariners. Taylor Ward, the designated hitter, will lead things off. And that first pitch is just a little bit low. Junior Valentine is our home plate umpire tonight. We've got Rob Drake down at first base. Jordan Baker at second. Stu Shearwater is at third. Deep at third base, Ryan McMahon had a big hit last night for New York in the win. And this one is straight back and just above our heads here. What should we expect from Warren tonight?
I mean, you've got all four pitches. The changeup is his go-to pitch. 121 opponent's batting average. He's got a low 3/4 slot arm, and he's going to come right at you. Throws a lot of strikes, but he's got every pitch in the book.
This ball center field. Grisham didn't really have to move at all, and he's there to make the first out. Taylor Ward flies out to center field. So you talk about these power staffs, and you expect to see a few names on this list as we talk about guys that feature the four-seam fastball. And yes, Cam Schlittler with the Yankees is there, and so is Will Warren on a list that has the Miz and Brian Wu at the top, who pitched last night. Changeup is his out, but the fastball is to get you the head, and he misses with one there at 94.
Warren coming in with 2 starts for Seattle, pitched really, really well. Last time here at home, didn't allow a run, a 169 with 13 Ks the 2 times against Seattle this year.
He pitched to Cole Young, swung on in the hole. Lombard did not have a chance at it. A rocket off the bat of Young, who continues to improve both offensively and defensively. A single with 1 out. And that will bring up a guy that we saw before the game who talked about, I love this ballpark.
Oh, and he loves the right field porch as well. And this is one guy that when he gets hot, just get out of his way. We saw it a few years back with Tampa Bay, and he's always been that type of hitter.
It is 15th homer of the season. Last strike.
We got to the ballpark. We saw him, and first thing he says, I love it here.
Randy Arozarena, 5 consecutive 20 home run seasons. He's sitting at 15 right now. Wells gets the signal to Warren, who fires, and that one just missed. This is why everybody that comes here loves this ballpark. It's a great home run hitting ballpark, not necessarily a great hitter's park. When I say that, Eduardo, what's the difference between a great home run park and not necessarily a great hitter's park?
Well, because it's shorter fence in left field, the right fielder.
Now Rosarena, this one is down the line. It's got plenty of carry. He has done it again at the stadium. Back-to-back nights that Randy has left, and right field is his friend. It's 2-0 M's.
I'll say this. This is the one pitch that Will Warren has struggled with against any right-handed or left-handed hitter, and it's the slider. They are absolutely crushing it. And Randy Rosarena, it stays on the same plane, and when he hits it, he thought this ball was going to be foul ball with his reaction. Slider stays in the same plane, hits it, and watch his reaction. Wait, is it? Yeah, could be.
Easily got out. Here's Dominic Canzone. The Yankees find themselves in a 2-0 hole with an offense that's struggling. That first pitch, fastball swung on and missed. And he has the trident, and he plays the trident. Canzone got sawed off there. Chisholm, who turned an ankle last night, will field and throw to first.
I'm curious because Warren's slider has been hit, and he'll throw it, he'll show it. This one stayed out over the plate. Rossi, as a catcher, knowing that, do you go back to that pitch at all during this game, or just put it in your back pocket and just go fastball, sinker, change?
I think the changeup, he doesn't throw as many changeups to righties. He really focuses on the left-handed batters. And coming into this game, when you see the numbers on the sweeper and the slider, you would think you would see a couple more changeups. I would go with his best pitches. You know, he just coming out of the scouting report and the meeting and knowing what they want to go with. Randy did a really nice job, like you said, of keeping that ball fair, letting it get deep. But just a pitch that I probably wouldn't go too early on until you feel like he's got a really good command of the game.
Love the game of adjustments. We'll see Miller, who's got a 7-pitch mix, and how you, as a catcher and the pitcher, have to figure out which ones are way more effective than others. Pitch to Julio, he's fouling it off.
Well, you don't really know until you get in the game, both sides, right? And what's working that day. The bullpen will give you a little bit of indication, but what you're landing in the moment, what you're able to execute or pinpoint the placement of within the game always changes. So it's kind of a feel thing as you go.
Julio, this one is to right. This one sends Jones back. He watches it find the second deck. And all of a sudden, the Mariners' slumbering offense has woken up. 2 homers in the first inning.
Eddie, it almost looked like he was looking for that 2-strike fastball up there. 1-2 count to Julio Rodriguez here, trying to climb the ladder. These guys are letting the ball get a little bit deeper early on today off Warren. Just catches this thing really deep and able to use that in right field. Wow, that was loud. That right field short porch for a right-handed hitter, that is a nice miss, and probably not a home run in a lot of stadiums.
It is here. Here's Naylor, and he grounds one off the glove of Warren. That will be fielded by Chisholm, but the ground balls were surrounded by some loud bangs. One off the bat of Rosarena and the other off the bat of Julio. Easy one to watch as it leaves to right, and the Yankees will come up, finding themselves in a big hole. Mariners 3, Yanks to the plate for the first time. Challenge now for the Yankees is to make up ground, and an offense that hasn't made up much ground in many games, although they have come from behind quite a bit. 30 on the season, including another one last night. Mariners the only American League team without a first-inning home run since the All-Star break. Well, they've cleaned that up by going yard twice. The Yankee lineup starts with Grisham, Rice, Spencer Jones, Garcia Jr., and then it's Elliot Ramos, who's in left field, Chisholm, McMahon, Wells, and George Lombard Jr.
Only 2 right-handed hitters in this lineup for Aaron Boone. He does have a few right-handed bats that can do some damage if he needs to late in the game.
Bryce Miller's first pitch will be to Trent Grisham, the center fielder, with 13 homers. And hot lately, that's in there for a strike.
I'm anxious to see how these matchups go. Bryce Miller here coming right at you with the four seam. And this Yankee lineup does not wait around. They love to hit the fastball. So look for early count swings off Miller.
He's a 27-year-old as well. 4th-round pick for Seattle out of A&M. Too far inside to Grisham.
You know what's interesting? It's Grisham's patience is normally a huge weapon for him, but against Miller, that could put him behind in counts early on.
We've got 2 strike throwers tonight.
Yeah, and Miller is allergic to walks. Amongst the best in baseball, not giving those up, and he came right in on the wrists of Grisham. It's 1-2. I'm always fascinated by somebody that throws 7 different pitches, and this isn't like he throws 4 of them 2% of the time. Like, he's not afraid to use any one of those.
Well, it all starts with the fastball. Get these guys committed to that four-seamer and then cutting it, seeing it. We talked to Booney a little bit. It's some guys are ahead of their time. Everybody's using multiple fastballs this year in the big leagues and having a lot of success.
They'll shift on the left side, and the next one to Trent. Thought about it, but it's too far inside. Defense has Brendan Donovan at third. Colt Emerson is at shortstop. 2 of the younger shortstops, certainly the 2 youngest active shortstops that are playing in baseball in our game tonight, with Lombard Jr. and Emerson. Cole Young's at second. Naylor is at first, with Arozarena, Rodriguez, and Canzone left to right in the outfield. Two-two, got him. Good splitter that was up, and that is a strikeout. We go back to the studio and get our first update of the night.
Here we go with the Brewers and the Padres. Gabby, Garrett Mitchell laying out.
Oh, do it, young man. Wow, what a play to save the game.
Chase Bowen, chagrined. Carl will keep you up to date all night.
Zubin, Gabby, thank you very much. A lot of games already in the books and several others being played tonight as Rice fouls the first one off. Rice with the homers and the RBIs, good numbers, but been in a little bit of a funk lately. Any way to diagnose that?
Looks like he's just missing some balls to me. You see there, he's all geared up for that four-seamer. He crushes four-seam fastballs and just fouling it off. Just the dog days of August, it feels like.
0-1, another one that was on the inside, four-seam fastball.
What you see here, really got off to a great start in the first half, carrying this offense. Had a little more protection. I'm sure that has something to do with it. He's now highlighted in the meetings. This is a guy we don't want to beat us with Judge out.
0-2, hit that hard. Nice play at second base by the ever-improving Cole Young. Short hopped it, and Young makes the play, and there are 2 outs. Yeah, I mean, the elephant obviously in the room is Judge, and the numbers across the board will back up since his absence. June 1, the offense has fallen apart. Hitting with runners in scoring position, strikeout numbers go up. The entire supporting cast is missing that big presence.
And I think also you're missing Cody Bellinger and you're missing Giancarlo Stanton. It's the length in the lineup, the pressure you put on opposing pitchers.
High to Spencer Jones. He hits third tonight, the right fielder. Just over 200 as a batting average goes, 5 homers.
When you just look at it here, Spencer Jones in the 3-hole tonight. He may be in the 8-hole with those other guys healthy or not in there.
Or even not on the roster, you never know.
Yeah.
Look, and Spencer Jones, just looking at it from up above, his left foot is actually pointed at the third base coach. It's not even pointed at the dugout or anything. So you see most of that shoe just, and the New Balance. See where it's pointed?
Oh, great
That's
shot.
telling you one thing right now. He is looking to dead pull. And when you pitch to him up in the zone, with the angle that he has, it is very difficult for him to catch up to that pitch.
Why? Just because of the angle?
The angle, where he's at, and most importantly, he's 6'7", and he hits like he's 5'8". And they try to go fastball, changeup, or splitter, if that's what you have, down out of the zone. And then they want him to chase a pitch on the upper quadrant of the strike zone that it's really hard for him to catch up if you have some velo.
Pitchers have figured out you've got to go up, you've got to go with power. He struggles there. 2-2. Does it right there. A four-seam fastball at 97 miles an hour. Good inning that time for Miller. A 1-2-3 first. It stays 3-zip. We head to the second. Part of the great Seattle success story last year was that guy right there. An historical season behind the dish, especially offensively for Cal Raleigh, whose numbers were eye-popping through the course of the season with his RBIs, his home runs, his OPS, his slugging. Mike Petriello will join us. He's, of course, the lead writer for MLB.com and dives deep into all things statistical. What in the world has happened to Cal Raleigh as he's on deck with Brendan Donovan up? How do you explain it?
Well, I also like to dig into history a little bit here, and this is the biggest decline in OPS we've seen in 100 years, Carl. Would you believe that? His hard hit rate has dropped 50%. Oh, no.
Yeah, speaking of dropping, the throw to second base not there. Boy, that was real interesting. Grisham was so slow coming in, and Lombard was wondering where he was. The challenge for Grisham is his foot speed, but this one was up there for a while.
Yeah, it did not look like he picked it up immediately and did not get to it. Watch right here, Grisham. Great angle. You're like, where is he? Why isn't he coming in stronger? If he does, he catches this ball easily in center field. I think he anticipated that his shortstop was going to make the play.
Yeah,
I think Warren
that's a
thought the
frustrating
same.
one. Yeah.
So here is Raleigh. We bring Mike Petriello back into it. Go ahead, go to the history books.
Yeah, the magic of live TV there. Listen, he has dropped his OPS more in back-to-back seasons than anyone in 100 years, the second most of all time, beyond only Rogers Hornsby, who had hit 400 the previous year and had all sorts of personal issues. And obviously anybody watching knows it's been a big struggle for him, but in addition to having this historical drop, I want to throw this number at you. Four-seam fastball slugging percentage, right? Last year, 594. This year, 193. That's a drop of 400 points against the four-seam fastball. And I would have thought, as you guys might have as well, we had this injury. He missed about a month early in the season. Maybe that would shake things up. The numbers are almost identical. 560 OPS prior to that, 567 after that. And again, you've got to be having a really great year, as he did last year, to be on that list of dropping by this much in historical context. But this has been below anyone's expectations.
And certainly none more than the guy at the plate wearing 29 who had that magical year in Raleigh. It's a 2-1 count. Donovan stands at second, and that is in there, letter high fastball. So Eduardo, we got the numbers, we got the history. How in the world does something like that happen?
There's a lot of things. The one thing I can say is the numbers as far as the bat speed and everything have not been great. The swing decisions have been terrible for him. He's swinging a lot of pitches out of the zone, and he's chasing a lot, especially with the fastball up when he has two strikes, and a lot of teams are going there. But one of the things that I've noticed is I think he's starting a little too late. He is in between. Sometimes when you struggle, you want to see the ball so much that you don't move. And by the time that you do, it's too late to either pull the trigger or you're rushing to get to it. And the fastball beats you.
And I can definitely relate into struggling. It was almost my whole career. And this guy, when you start to swing out of the zone, you're chasing and you just beat yourself down trying to come through because he knows he's a big, important piece of this offense.
3-2. There was one right down the middle, knee-high wheelhouse for a lefty power hitter.
And that was late right there. Yeah, exactly. Sorry.
That pitch beat him right there. And you're thinking, okay, 3-2, you have to be hunting fastball and trust it. Look at the numbers, the OPS from 947 to 564.
Well, even in this at bat, a 3-2 count, you've got the right side of the field. You're trying to get the ball on the ground to the right side, move that runner over with nobody out, and you're still a little bit late.
3-2 again. No, he pulled it, and that is a walk for Raleigh. And the struggles for Warren early in this game continue. So, Mike, it's really interesting to watch. I mean, you know, these guys, you've been around baseball for so long. There are certain individuals who get affected by struggles and buoyed by success. That's a psychological thing. Is there anything physical that you're witnessing, where he's standing, whether his bat speed is where it was, swing rate, etc.?
It's a really interesting question because I'd love to say there's one flashing red light, but Eduardo hit it, right? You can measure bat speed now. Bat speed's really not down that much. It's still well above average. You can measure being late on the pitches. We saw it on that pitch. that hasn't changed all that much. It's the hard hit rate has dropped more than anybody. The strikeout rate has increased, not more than anybody, but getting there. I do think of a lot of it is maybe timing in ways that we can't quite measure yet, but I do want to put this question to you guys. A popular opinion as well. He was in the World Baseball Classic. That screwed up his spring. And I ask you this, did we not just see Randy Arozarena, who also played at the WBC, hit a home run, Kyle Schwarber, Junior Caminero, Luis Arraez? I don't think it's the WBC because so many guys played in there and have had great years.
I mean, yeah, for me, it's just he was struggling even in the WBC. He didn't have a great WBC, and when you start off struggling a little bit, every season's a little bit different. Who knows the toll it took on him last year in his body. But also, I think the mental side of this, once you start forcing it, it gets really, really tough.
Emerson, a swing and a miss, and he's gone for the first out of the inning. I mean, that's sort of the home run derby jinx. There have been many who have struggled after participating. Then there are others who continue to have phenomenal second halves and put up season high, career high type numbers. In Raleigh's case, you do wonder, the bar was so high, he set it, and in the beginning, you know, the ball gets rolling the wrong direction. And then you start to chase a little bit more and press a little bit more. A very human reaction. As Taylor Ward looks at one that misses, it's 1-0.
I want you guys to keep tabs of it. It's the first slider that he's thrown since he gave up the home run to Randy Arozarena. But it was a first pitch slider, and he did not throw it with conviction. It stayed up. I don't think he'll go back to it for a while.
The 1-0 to Ward. That ball is shot down the line, but it's going to get into the seats. Mariners fans very familiar with Ward. Of course, he was with the Angels for a while. He was the last first-round pick of current Mariner GM Jerry Dipoto before he skipped for Seattle. Ward was also a college teammate with Aaron Judge at Fresno State. Good sinker.
I like that he goes in right there. Try to go in. That missed down, but a lot of these guys foul either the home runs to right or some foul balls off to the right. The Seattle group trying to let the ball travel a little bit more, get deeper, and drive the ball to right field here at Yankee Stadium.
This will be the 30th pitch, down 3-0 after a couple of first-inning homers. On the ground, Lombard quickly to Chisholm to first. They get a double play, and Will Warren gets out of it. The defense may not have helped him early. The defense bails him out late. Bottom two coming up with 4, 5, 6 for the Yanks. First of two games here. We will go west for the Rangers and the Angels next. An AL West showdown between those two teams, and it is at 10 Eastern time, live on ESPN, streaming on the ESPN app. Rangers right there at 500 and currently sitting in the wild card race. The American League West, so interesting where the Yankees find themselves. And again, the 3 position in the wild card will likely face the winner of the West, which means you're going to face a team that is likely going to be right around 500. So you either like to win your division or maybe pull back in that wild card race. It's going to be an interesting last month and a half to this regular season. Miller's first pitch is swung on and fouled straight back from Luis Garcia Jr. Last time we got a chance to see Luis Garcia Jr. was when we watched the Nationals play, and Blake Butera and company were raving about his improvement offensively, playing against lefties, and certainly what he can do with the glove in the field. And this one into the shift at third base. Should be an easy one. Donovan will throw across. 4 up and 4 down.
Want more MLB stats? Just ask Siri. What pitcher has recorded the most strikeouts in MLB history?
And that brings up Elliot Ramos, who of course came over the deal. San Francisco, he's the left fielder. I want to get your take, Eduardo and Rossi, on really why that move was made, given the soon-to-be returning bats for the Yankees. Elliot Ramos to New York.
I'll tell you this, though, with Elliot Ramos, it's been a ground ball issue with him in first pitch. Now just 3 pitches into this inning, you have 2 outs already. But I think the move was made because of all the injuries. You need to have right-handed bats in that lineup. Earlier on, we talked about how many lefties are in that lineup. Right now, 7 of the 9 are lefty. You put them in, and eventually when all the other guys do come back healthy, you could have a platoon situation with Elliot Ramos going to left field.
I felt like it was a depth move as well. The teams that are in the playoff hunt start to look for depth pieces around the trade deadline. Some pieces that can give them a little bit of insurance depending on what happens the rest of the year.
Jazz, that one is to the hole. Very difficult play and a good smart play by Emerson to eat it. Once it got by Donovan, it was an infield single for Chisholm.
Eddie, interesting to me there how close Donovan was playing in there on Chisholm. Not a guy known to bunt a whole lot, but really close there on Chisholm there with 2 outs.
You know what's interesting? I played with Tony La Russa, and when there was a left-handed batter at the plate, and the reason I say this is because it was the Cardinal way, and Brendan Donovan coming from the Cardinals, they like playing against left-handed hitters even with the bag, off the bag, and again he's doing it with Brian McMahon.
4 pitches and 4 swings. And he takes a strike.
Said Brian instead of Ryan.
Ryan looked like it was a fake to the helmet, like, do I, and I think I heard the home plate umpire say, no, you're not going to do it, and he didn't do it. So we did not have our first ABS challenge. McMahon had a big hit last night the other way late in the game. That time he rips one, fair ball into the corner. Jazz Chisholm hits second. Rojas, his coach says, wave him on in, and the throw gets past the cutoff man. They got a chance now to get the hitter at third base, and McMahon will be thrown out. The run did score as Luis Rojas had the stop sign up, then he waved him in, and it is now a 3-1 ball game.
That is a great call by Luis Rojas at third base. He is reading the throw from the outfield. He's got the stop sign. If he hits the cutoff, perfect. But he continues to read, continues to bring in Jazz, and right when he sees that he misses the cutoff, then he goes and he sends Jazz to score the first run for the Yankees. There's a reason why the third base coach starts moving down the line. It's to see the throw, to take the read. As soon as the Dominic Canzone threw this when it was going to be wide right, he's like, let's go. Sends Jazz Chisholm easily. He ends up scoring and puts 1 run on the board for the Yankees.
Double and an RBI for McMahon, his 31st of the year. Chisholm touches home. And for those scoring at home, 9-4-3-5 to record the out on McMahon. Canzone hits his cutoff man. Maybe a very different play. This ball is lifted to left. And an easy one for Ramos.
I'll tell you this, though. I guarantee you Aaron Boone wasn't too happy with Ryan McMahon going to third base, because now you'll have, coming up in the next inning, you'll have Austin Wells leading off instead of a potential of George Lombard to lead off the third inning.
Well, I also thought that was why it was a great send. I know he read the throw, but also you've got a guy scuffling there with 2 outs. You want to put the pressure on the defense.
Here's a Rosarena. Already with 1 homer and had a good pitch to drive there. Let's go over the many celebrations of Randy Arozarena after his first home run and rounding the bases. That makes it, by the way, back-to-back nights. All right, so we're rolling dice.
All right, with EY Jr.
Wait, is that rolling dice or is that Rochambeau? Is that rock, paper, scissors?
Oh, okay.
Okay.
On third, he and Julio have their own move. And then we're playing the Trident guitar.
Oh,
there's no celebration on that one as he strikes out.
This is the pitch I love from Will Warren, the right-on-right changeup. He throws a ton of fastballs, and when you get these right-handers, oh, we got the breaking ball. I'm sorry. You see this pitch front door. You see him read the heater in right out of hand and swing right over that. That's the breaking ball, not the sweeper that's been getting dominating for him.
You still love the pitch?
I still love the changeup.
You love
thought
the
it was
look
an
of
inside
it, didn't you?
changeup. I like the inside soft. You see here, he jumps out. I hate the pitch now, but I was hoping it was a changeup.
it was a slow curveball.
Yeah.
And he was way out in front of it.
Well, he fooled me and Randy.
The Rossi Randy show continues at a theater near you. Dom Canzone's been a pleasant power source at the plate with 18 home runs. He and Julio entered the night with 18 each. Julio's already left the yard once. That ball sky high to right. Jones, forget it. Dom has now matched Julio with his 19th. And the Mariners have got 3 home runs in 3 innings.
You think he knew it?
Well, I love the changeup right on right. This is not the one that I think Will Warren was trying to execute here. Just a changeup that stays middle. And Canzone absolutely deposit this thing deep into the right field seats. Not quite as many celebrations as a Rosarena. The changeup here you see just cuts it a little bit, thigh high, middle. And in this ballpark, that's going to get a lot of damage. Stays right on it and right through it. Canzone's got big time pop.
All home runs hit by Seattle tonight to right field. Inside.
Wow, he missed location there, and Dominic let him know. And you know what else? Dominic got that run back.
He did.
After that missed throw.
Yes. After that throw to the cutoff man led to a run for New York. He's now erased that run as Julio looks at another one inside. And for Warren, the struggles continue here in this game early with the home runs, and you can see he has now allowed 45 homers to 45 different batters. Nobody's got him twice. That one just missed.
Oh, he wanted that one too. He wanted that pitch challenged. Now it's 3-0. Julio has the green light here.
Yeah, I mean, this is good eating, right? You know, you go to a restaurant, you say this is good eating for hitters, especially the way this is started for them. This is good hitting. And it almost looked like there was a purpose for Rosarena and Julio as that one lands. What a year for Rosarena, and Rodriguez, what a career to start, still so young. That'll be a walk, and Julio will get on for the second time tonight.
Tell you what, the body language right now with Will Warren on the mound, a little frustration.
Sure. Looks like he's coming out of that delivery just a little bit. That two-seamer running. He's got good movement tonight. It just seems to be flying off, leaking to him either off the plate to arm side to the lefties or up and into the righties so far. Just not able to really hone in the execution so far early in this game.
He gets Naylor, who hit it back to him the first time up, and that one missed with a changeup. You know, the underlying story around Will Warren and the guy who pitched last night was Weathers. They're going to get Carlos Rodon back to go with the 3 guys we mentioned earlier in Fried, Cole, and Schlittler. One of these 2, it appears, would be the guy who goes to the bullpen. Warren has some experience there, and Weathers has been really good.
He has, but Weathers is already almost at the pitch limit, and that's something that the Yankees have to monitor as well. Do you keep pushing Weathers, or do you roll the die and then go with Warren, knowing that Weathers can be a huge asset out of the bullpen?
So Matt Blank with a count 2-0 decides now is the time I need to go talk to my starting pitcher, Will Warren.
Yeah, I thought this was a really good meeting here. 2 outs. You see him lose Rodriguez, never really getting in the zone there, and going 2-0 here to Josh Naylor. You don't want things to get out of hand. Nice meeting here by Matt.
Naylor is such a good fastball hitter. He can hit velo better than anyone in this lineup. And most likely the scouting report is use your best pitch, that being the changeup. But let's not forget, short-term memory, Dominic Canzone, what he did with Will Warren's changeup just a few pitches ago.
Julio, 23 steals, leads off first. Naylor's got a 2-0 count, 10 homers on the year, didn't play yesterday. Back in the lineup now tonight. They'll quickly check on Julio.
He was thinking the same thing you were, Carl.
Yes.
Yeah. Trying to get that bag with 2 outs, get that runner in scoring position.
Last 10 pitches, another reason for that meeting, 8 of them were balls. 2-1. Naylor is going to appeal. We got a challenge.
The batter's challenging the pitch.
I think he's going to be right.
The pitch is a ball.
The pitch is a ball, and the ABS system is powered by T-Mobile. So instead of a 2-1 count, goes 3-0 to Naylor. All in all, you approve the way the system has worked, ABS?
I love the ABS system. Yeah, I think it's really added something to our game and holds everybody accountable, umpires and hitters.
Dangerous pitch, 3-1 inside. Boy, another walk here, and the night of nightmares continues. Boys, Will Warren, 3 home runs allowed, 3 walks allowed. Donovan hit that little bloop double over the head of Lombard in a ball that it looked like Grisham should have had. He too is just back after he was on the IL for 10 days with the groin strain.
Tell you what, that was a BB over to second base, and Lombard got handcuffed on that one.
I love the move. I mean, Warren throwing a strike right on top of the bag. Almost had Julio Rodriguez at second base. That is a pitcher's dream, to pick somebody off when you're struggling like he is this inning, finding the zone.
Lombard sneaks in, backs off at shortstop. There's nobody really warming yet in the Yankee bullpen. A little stirring, but it's been a bullpen that has been used quite a bit, and now we're just starting to get some action out there. And there for a strike. Ryan Yarbrough is the first one to get loose for the Yankees, and he just started. 2 on, a home run already in the inning for Canzone. Good pitch. Donovan on the ground. Chisholm will swallow it, and he will throw over to first to get the out. They will strand 2, but the home run trot for Dominic Canzone. 3 bombs for the M's. They lead by 3. It's 4-1 as we go bottom 3.
Back here at Yankee Stadium with Mariners manager Dan Wilson. Your guys taking advantage of Yankee Stadium. What's the approach you're seeing from your right-handed hitters?
Yeah, really good approach. You know, kind of using the other way and getting some pitches to handle and driving them that way. It's not about just laying it out there. It's about driving them, and Randy and Julio able to take advantage of that in a big way.
Dan, after last night's game, Cal Raleigh very critical of himself and his performance this year. When you saw his quotes, you heard about it, what was your reaction?
Yeah, I mean, that speaks a lot to his character, his humility, and it's on all of us. There's no question about that. And we got a lot of baseball left to play, and that's where we're focused, and we're off to a good start tonight.
Yeah, thanks. Back to you, Carl.
They are off to a good start, and Rossi is a catcher for Miller, who doesn't walk anybody. Miller's making his 8th appearance, 7th start on the road. He's been really good. Gives you 5 innings. To be up 3 runs feels like a wheelhouse for a guy that's such a controlled command guy.
Yeah, and it really puts you on your heels as the opponents, you know, knowing a guy's going to come in and throw strikes. You want to work the count. You want to give him a little bit of a breather in between innings, but Miller coming right at you, throwing strikes with multiple pitch mix. And really you don't want to get to 2 strikes with that splitty in his back pocket.
Yeah, 1-1. That ball lifted into foul territory to the seats here at Yankee Stadium. And it goes from the second down to the really expensive seats on the third base side.
So far, Miller, 13 pitches in the first, 6 in the second, and already ahead 1-2 here.
So you're going to see your friend Sal Splitty?
Could be down and away, something soft.
He just fouled that last split finger off. I know he's probably trying to bury that.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Trade deadline, of course, the Red Sox, who we're about to get an update on as they battle the Blue Jays, went out and got Adley Rutschman. There was some thought that in New York they would do the same and try to go after the Orioles catcher. Watch it.
Oh, wow. That was a 96-mile-per-hour pitch.
He was in off. He is ready for it.
Way in after having 2 splitters back-to-back. Now you sped up the bat. Let's see if he goes back to that splitter.
Well, it's all about executing that splitter on plane with that fastball.
As a catcher, I mean, how many times can you go back to the same pitch in consecutive pitches?
Well, the thing that you fall in love with is you know the pitch is right, but the execution doesn't happen. So the more you call it, you expect better execution, and sometimes it doesn't play out like that. I had an at bat against Sean Casey one time where I just knew if we got one in there, we would get it, and we got one in there, and he put it in the seats.
Hit hard over the head of Naylor into the corner. He went with a fastball, and Wells will go to second base with a leadoff stand-up double. Good at bat plate appearance for Wells.
It's a really good at bat, and it's the 3rd excellent at bat in a row by the New York Yankees. Chisholm with a base hit, then Ryan McMahon with the double, and then this one another double over Josh Naylor. Keeping it fair this time on a fastball in the inner park.
Wells' 6th double of the season has him in scoring position for George Lombard Jr., the sensational rookie for New York, who has many in Yankee land thinking for the next X amount of years we are hoping to have a guy do things like Derek Jeter. Not fair to compare him to Derek Jeter, but that inside out swing was very reminiscent.
Well, that inside out swing is done on purpose because of the way that the infield is set up. No outs. George Lombard Jr. understands the game, and he's trying to get Wells to third base. An extra 90. The way the infield's set up, it's almost an invitation to get a base hit.
Yeah, just Naylor on the right side. He does it again. He will get him to third if it stays foul, but it is foul.
Well, the other point to the infield, or the right side of the infield, Josh Naylor is way in, and with Austin Wells being a slower base runner, you got to be a little bit careful. A hard ground ball to Naylor, he'll come up and throw you out at third base. I wouldn't put it past him. He's backed up a little bit here with 2 strikes. Maybe he was expecting the bunt there, but you got to be heads up at second base when that first baseman creeps in towards the grass like he was before the 2 strikes.
Debuted at 21 years, 63 days, the youngest at short since Jeter, who was 20 years old and 350 days. Oh, he handled the 0-2. Went up top. Time you hear about Lombard Jr. and watch him for the last couple of springs, Aaron Boone knew this guy defensively was as good as maybe he's ever seen at shortstop. He kept telling us before the game he is a special, he is a unique defensive player with a very high baseball IQ.
I think there's some young guys that carry themselves in a way that fits this big New York market. He has an underlying confidence, as Aaron Boone said, a guy that believes himself, very humble, knows his part, been around the big leagues for a long time with his dad being a coach. And you could tell early on how he carries himself.
2 strikes that he chased. That one's out of the glove of Raleigh, who will look to second, make sure that Wells stays there. And Lombard is gone on strikes. Back to the studio for an update with Zubin.
Carl, Mariners have lost 5 in a row. Sox have lost 4 in a row. Gabby, Ernie Clement's about to make it worse.
And Ernie Clement with the big base hit RBI. Look, Toronto 2.5 games back, trying to get to that last wild card spot.
Of course, the Sox firmly in it right now. Carl?
They are. It's amazing We did a podcast the other night with Alex Cora, who talked about what it was like to manage in Boston, the expectations. You, of course, know it very well, Rossi. Every single day, the expectation is to win. As that swing and a miss from Grisham falls behind 0-1. Speaks to, it's not only Boston, there are several cities that have those expectations. But I said, so Alex, who is the manager that forced you to find the next level? He said it wasn't a manager, it was a city. Grisham, jam shot, fly ball infield, and Naylor is underneath it in fair territory. There are 2 men down. Hey, you can score big on authentic gear at MLBshop.com. You get your jerseys, you get your memorabilia, you like a lid, you want a hoodie. We got the season covered. In fact, so spring, summer, winter, fall, we get you covered. Scan the QR code, visit MLBshop.com. It is your official source for your favorite team gear. And Rice now deliver Wells from second. Point being, Boston has lost 4. They are now behind the Blue Jays. There's so many teams, including Seattle, Texas, that can see above them and realize, why not us, especially this year.
I feel like he's going to see a steady diet of those split fingers. But to your point, Carl, each manager, you realize, especially in the big markets, you have to take care of your own little world inside that clubhouse. You can't let that outside noise, as hard as it is in the big markets, you've got to keep the guys together and just focus on the day.
Another one, and Rice, who didn't look good on the prior one, was way out in front of that one.
You said a steady diet of splitters. His first at bat, it was a sinker and then 2 four-seam fastballs. Hadn't seen a splitter to this at bat. Why did you say that?
Well, just, you know, Ben Rice is such a good four-seam fastball hitter and put a really good swing on that last four-seamer he saw last at bat. I wouldn't be surprised if they throw another one. Yep.
Look, Eduardo, every pitch Rossi sees tonight is a splitter.
Or a changeup.
Or a changeup.
It's one of those. That's right.
It's slow, whatever it is.
There's only 2. There's only 2.
My dad, Tony Perez, would always say, don't sit on something you can't hit.
That was George Hendricks. I don't know why everybody looking for the changeup. You better hit the fastball.
4 splitters in a row on a 2-2 to Rice. Saw that graphic in the upper left to the Yankees. I asked Aaron Boone. So last night they had 4 hits with runners in scoring position. Is that a real thing? These struggles through the course of the year? And he looked at me like I had 7 hits. Like, yes, it's real. Last night may have been a little aberrational, but they have struggled big time. And a good plate appearance for Rice to draw the walk.
Okay, the game's 4-1, and he went all splitters in this at-bat, trying to get the chase. Something that appears like a strike and then dives out of it. Ben Rice, really good at plate appearance, laying off those. But you have one guy at the plate that with one swing can tie this game up if you don't execute.
So the Mariners have 4. You look at the Yankee offense since June 1, basically post Aaron Judge. Their batting average with bases empty and in runners in scoring position, equal opportunity failures. Doesn't really matter the circumstances or situation.
The thing when I put on my catching helmet, it's like, who would you rather beat you, Ben Rice or Spencer Jones, a guy that's leading the team in home runs, or a guy that has 5?
Yeah, but 5 in limited amount, and there's a lot of swing and miss here, but
sure,
with a 2-0 count right now, Spencer Jones has to try to catch something out front, but it has to be his pitch.
When you have to play the scoreboard too, to your point earlier, with a 3-run lead.
He gets arms extended and makes contact, though. He hits it as far as anybody on the team.
Sure.
I'm telling you this. I'm his hitting coach. I tell him to back off the plate at least 6 inches.
For that pitch, like right there?
His arms are long enough. He will cover the outside part of the plate. He is so strong, he can hit the ball the other way out of the ballpark. It seems like he's one-dimensional right now, and it's from center field to right, not paying attention to anything on the left side with authority.
2-1. He goes into that slouch. He is a giant up there. Then he stands up a little bit as the pitch comes in, and he got jammed here. Coming in from third Donovan, and he's going to run out of room as Raleigh joins him over there in front of the dugout.
And to the point of how the defense plays him, Randy Arozarena in left field is not playing a deep or even normal left field. He's playing in. And, you know, he's walking around right now, but he'll move some steps forward. They're not respecting the power the other way as much as they respect the power to center and obviously to right.
Got to be setting up way inside, aren't you, with this guy?
Or up.
I'm going up, yeah. That's his
2-2.
bread and butter.
And he hooks one down the line, but it is foul.
Just imagine 6 inches further. You're going to keep pounding either up and in.
Well, you can give up in. If you back off the plate, you expect everything out over and just give up knowing if there's anything close to me, it's a ball. That was Anthony Rizzo's approach when he got on the plate. He said, I'm looking everything middle away. I don't have to worry about it because I'm so close. Everything is pull for me.
Another big pitch for Miller on 2-2.
That's the pitch that scares me.
Yeah, Raleigh's going to challenge it too.
That was not a sharp split finger.
The pitch is a ball. Seattle has one challenge remaining.
One challenge left. We're only in the bottom of the third.
It's a good challenge. Tying run represented at home plate. Now he can go splitter down or he can just go four-seamer in the upper quadrant.
Luis Garcia Jr. is in the on-deck circle. Miller will step off.
Well, when we asked Aaron Boone about Spencer Jones, he said he has a way of adjusting in game and coming through with a big at-bat in key situations.
4 hits, runners in scoring position last night. Prior to that, 4 in the last 7 games. Hit hard, just foul. Another one down the line on a pitch in.
I think that sets up Eduardo's point exactly. This ball 3-2, you know you're getting a fastball, and this ball is, that swing is just out and around on a pitch that's good to hit. If you're back off the plate, your approach is more center to left center. Stay inside that, could be a home run.
I love the concept. How hard is it to do literally in the middle of a plate appearance? If somebody says, just back off, you can't do that.
Not in the middle of the plate appearance.
No, you got to work on it.
3-2. He goes the other way. Randy Arozarena, wake up. It goes off the bottom of the wall. One run's going to come in. Rice is charging in. He will score. And a runner's in scoring position. Double plates 2 to make it a 1-run game for Spencer Jones.
Where was the pitch? It was down, right?
Yeah.
And it's the one pitch that he can handle. When I say down, it's middle down. Anything on the upper quadrant he can't. They give him a cookie he can. And that's the pitch that Spencer Jones can handle really well. And he hits it late, protecting from the split, and drives it to left field. Randy Arozarena doing a nice job getting to it, but then misses the cutoff. If he hits the cutoff right here, they have to play at the plate.
Another great send, reading that throw, and a great send. Good at bat by Spencer Jones right there, in the moment, coming through for the Yankees.
And you said it, Booney had said that he makes adjustments, and again, there were 12 foul balls this inning against Miller. And if you continue to at bats, good things can happen. And Luis Rojas, the third baseman, so far having a really good 3 innings coaching.
2 big mistakes, though, by the outfielders not hitting cutoff men as we take a look at the swing.
Well, he got around so many of those foul balls that we were talking about. And you could see there, when it's down, like Eduardo talked about, he stays inside it, forcing his hands to get inside that ball and drives it to the base of the wall and down left field line.
Eduardo, great point, too, on the number of foul balls. 12 in the inning, and he had 4 of them in that plate appearance. So as frustrating as it was for you to see him pulling everything, he went the other way when he needed to make it a 1-run game. Garcia looks at a first pitch strike.
I knew we were going to have a lot of offense early tonight.
Fundamental baseball. You miss the cutoff.
Yes.
It's going to cost you.
That's the stuff that drives a manager crazy.
Big swing. Boy, Garcia, that one went off of the home plate umpire, so Raleigh was quick to get up to make sure Junior Valentine was all right.
How do you know, as a catcher, that it because the swing, he's behind you, and that was a quick reaction. Cal Raleigh right there to check up on Junior.
I've always wondered how the catchers turn around and almost grab the umpire and catch him. I was never good. I was just, thank God it didn't hit me in the face. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, you hear it right away. The foul ball, you hear it. You just kind of, you know how that feels. So you just worry about like that. See how bad it got him. Look right in their eyes and see if it kind of shook him up a little bit.
Yeah, it sounds like, because you've heard the sound so often, you can kind of tell exactly where it was. I assume an umpire will also make a sound.
Yeah, they make a noise. Yeah. You especially the ones. Sometimes there's a deadening sound when it catches them in the chest or the mask. Yeah, it's just kind of knocks the air out of them.
Let's listen. Oh boy. Yeah, and that to a catcher sounds like a mask.
Yeah. He's at the adjustment. I may have broke the mask. Let's see here. The throat guard. The old school throat guard, the throwback. Looks like it popped off.
By the way, best umpire spread when it comes to food in their clubhouse. Phenomenal. Props to the Yankees.
2 doubles. Garcia's been a good addition. Coming over from Washington. 0-2, and that one missed. Good take. Bryce Miller threw 19 pitches to get through the first 2 innings. 19. We're at 50 right now. And Garcia will hit one to Naylor, who will field it, and that will do it. But we have ourselves a brand new ball game. Great at bat from Spencer Jones, inside from Eduardo, and a good assist from Rossi. We'll be back.
Back here in Yankee Stadium with the Yankees manager Aaron Boone. Spencer Jones with a great at bat. What did you see?
Yeah, good job of, after he falls behind, disciplined enough up, but laying off some splitters. Finally, his last 2 swings felt like he got a beat on the fastball, smoked one down the line here, and then didn't miss one the other way. So really good at bat. He's had 2 big at bats in the last 2 nights that have set up big scoring innings for us.
George Lombard Jr., weak in the big leagues. How would you assess his defense so far?
Terrific. He's been great. Making the routine, the spectacular, and everything in between, and playing with a real slow heartbeat out there.
Booney, thanks. Carl, back to you.
Booney was effusive in his praise of that kid right there. Of course, debut a homer the same day that his brother made his minor league debut and homered. A glorious Lombard family celly. His younger brother actually got a chance to see George hit a homer. We're going to hear how that happened in a moment. Raleigh 2-1. It's in the 8th hole for the M's. Hit it hard. Chisholm looked like he might have had a chance for it, and it got by him, so Raleigh is aboard. All right, so let's go back to the Lombard debut when the Lombard brothers. Jacob goes ding-dong in his first minor league game against an affiliate of the St. Louis Cardinals. And then George against the Cardinals with mom and dad in attendance. He goes deep. They celebrate. You can't make that stuff up.
What a great night for the Lombard family.
Best ever. That's the text I got back from George Sr. I go, what a night. Best ever.
Swing and a miss from Emerson.
By the way, the first at-bat that Cal Raleigh had that he ended up working that 3-2 walk, laying off some pitches, worked the count in his favor again, 2-1, and then hits that line shot for a base hit. So things could be turning for the big dumper.
Yeah, very encouraging. 0-2 to Emerson. The 9-hole hitter, the shortstop, swings and sends one off the end of the bat. Fernando Cruz has gotten up in the Yankee bullpen. 60 pitches here. Nobody out, 4th inning for Will Warren.
Really looking for a shutdown inning here from Warren. You see Yankees wasting no time getting somebody up in the bullpen, fighting their way back here. The offense showing up. Game's tied again. need a big inning from Warren this inning.
Sales one high, 1-2, looking for a ground ball double play.
How about the Yankees right here, seeing now third time through the order, as soon as Emerson hits, they might want a high leverage pitcher for a high leverage situation to keep them close in a 1-run game.
This is how Booney said he's had to manage here, right? The last 6 weeks, because the offense has kind of struggled. It always feels like they're in really close 1-run games.
7 runs, 10 hits. I'm not sure it feels like the offense is struggling tonight. Neither one of them.
Yeah, but you're a Yankee fan. You usually see Fernando Cruz 6th inning or later. We're in the top half of the 4th inning.
Yeah. And again, the way that the Rays are playing, the Yankees recognize the way it's going, and they do have a series still with Tampa Bay. Losing is not an option the way Tampa Bay is going. And the bat out of play. Starting pitching style of play, and we saw that earlier this year with Tampa Bay against the Red Sox. A little small ball, but Junior Camaro's got 35 home runs coming into the day.
Man, is he impressive.
Ooh. Oh, man. Swing and a miss from Emerson. That's a big one from Warren as he picks up another strikeout. His 3rd of the night. Looks like Aaron Boone staying put, and that allows us to bring our buddy Mike Petriello back in. I asked Eduardo, it was the wrong guy to ask, Mike. It's a Yankee ballpark that's a homer-friendly park, but not necessarily a hitter-friendly park. Lombard may get 2. He fires to Chisholm, who on the transfer can't get it to go, which allows us to finish that question. So, Mike, home run hitter park versus hitter-friendly park.
Yeah, I should say for the Mariners fans first, none of those 3 home runs were cheapies, right? Statcast can tell you out of how many parks will the ball be. Each of those was 25 of 30, not just a Yankee Stadium short porch. However, the park factors do say this is the 2nd best home run park in baseball over the last 3 years, but it's only a slightly above average hitters park. And the reason for that is clear. It's kind of hard to get non-home run hits here. If you were to just look at this year compared to, let's say, Bush, right? About 300 fewer non-home run hits, and maybe you want to say, okay, well, the pitching's good and the offense isn't, but it's kind of like that almost every single year, and I think that's just because the outfield's not as big, especially in right. Some of those balls do go over the fence, and it nets out to 10th or so best as a hitter's park, even though it's number 2 as a home run park.
Yeah, it's about space, right?
It is, right?
Yeah.
You got to find space for the ball. You think about Coors Field, people think about the ball flying over the fence, but it's not that. It's the batting average on balls in play because the outfielders just cannot cover all that ground. It's the opposite in Cincinnati, for example, which is a great home run park because there's just no space out there.
2-0 on the ground. Chisholm backs up, and he will flip it over to first, and he will get out of it. Raleigh's leadoff single did not pay off. It's a 1-run game, bottom 4 when we return to New York. ESPN Baseball is presented by Liberty Mutual. Bundle and save on your car and home insurance. Mariners with a phenomenal celebration. 50th season where you had the great Ichiro, Ken Griffey Jr. back. A little home run derby that Ichiro, who is just jacked. Jack City for Ichiro.
Shredded.
Mariners have had such superstar players over the years, and they celebrated all 50 of them as Miller starts this inning off with a strike to Elliot Ramos. Loudest building ever was the Kingdome '95 and the Griffey sprint around the bases against the New York Yankees. And you think about some of the names that have pitched there, played there. I thought some of those teams in the '90s, obviously the team in '01 was as big a letdown for not having won it all, given the talent that they had. Back up the middle, it's going to be the second baseman, Young, who throws Ramos out. That another ground ball out. Here comes Jazz Chisholm, which means Mike Petriello's coming back in, and a great illustration of adjustments that hitters make through the course of the season. We'll take a look at what Jazz is thinking about tonight relative to what he was doing at the end of June, Mike.
Yeah, pretty clear he's moved up in the box, right? Eduardo, you were talking about Jones maybe trying to move off, but Jazz has moved up, and of course we can measure these things. He has moved up in the box by 7 full inches, and these guys are all over the place. Some guys are as close up as 9 inches behind the front of the plate. Some guys are more than 30. He was consistently 31, and this month, 23. Seems pretty clear to me he's trying to turn around his somewhat underwhelming season, but I leave it to the hitters up there to tell us exactly why. Why would you move up in the middle of a season to try to turn things around?
Hitters.
Yeah, I think, well, I don't know if I fall in that category, but the, sometimes you want to just try to catch the ball a little bit. You're on the fastball and stop swinging at the pitches that are back foot, maybe seeing the ball up a little bit more as you move closer. I always try to get as far back and give myself as much time possible to make a decision, but obviously Jazz feels like he's on the fastball and maybe just not recognizing the secondary stuff.
He's got elite bat speed, but most importantly, and I had a conversation with a guy that used to hit pretty much even with the bat, with the home plate, and that was Carlos Baerga back in the day. And he said it opened up the field for him a lot more as well. Balls that were down the line were fair. He would be able to, he felt like the field was opened up. He had more room for error compared to if he stood in the back part of the of the plate.
The main thing for me as a catcher and even as hitting, we talk about Spencer Jones and now with Jazz, you want to continue, if you can move in the batter's box and not move your strike zone, that's the key. Making the right decisions, swinging at strikes. If you move off the plate, then you can't swing at the pitches in. Does that make sense? You move off the plate, you want to give up in because that's no longer a strike. When I would catch and I saw a guy back off the plate, I would chase him in more because I know his brain is telling him where that strike zone is.
3-2, Jazz, right field, into the bat, into the glove of Canzone. Look good, and every ball that's lifted to right looks good off the bat at Yankee Stadium, but it was the end of the bat for Chisholm, and he's out. That's 2 outs. Eduardo, how many different batting? I mean, Cal Ripken's the poster child for changing his batting stance. That was within the game, within the plate appearance. How often did you do that during the season? How often did your players as a hitting coach do that during a season?
I'll tell you this, and I had the privilege of being Giancarlo Stanton's hitting coach in 2011. I came in halfway through the season and I asked him because he was so spread out, and it's a guy that's really tall, right? 6'5", 6'6", and he hit like he was 5'8". And I asked him one time, I said, what pitch do you like? And he goes, I love the low ball, the pitch down. And I said, they're attacking you up. You have to use your size as leverage a little bit. And it wasn't that he had to do it then and there because it's a huge adjustment, but little by little he started getting taller and taller in the stance. And it's an adjustment that each player is an individual. Some guys can do it quickly, some guys can't.
McMahon, another one off the end of the bat, shallow right field. That brings the second baseman Young out there, and Young is there to make the play. He makes 2 in the inning. We'll go to a Rosarena and Rodriguez when we come back, each with a homer tonight. ESPN Baseball is presented by Liberty Mutual. Bundle and save on your car and home insurance. 3 Devil Dogs for the Mariners. Randy tuning up the Trident, then Julio. Same spot, right field, and then Dominator Dom Canzone got into one. Still may not have landed. However, the 3 homers has yielded just a 1-run lead as we start the top of the 5th inning. 2 good innings, half innings for both pitchers. Warren and Miller settled down in the 4th. Let's see what they do here in the 5th. %51% of the runs scored via the homer, which is highest in baseball. And yes, all 4 of them have come in tonight. That's in there for a strike. Seems like more and more teams, maybe with the exception of the team that's got the best record in baseball, that's how they score. you hit home runs. Now the Rays have Caminero, but they now, after the Padres beat the Brewers, it's Tampa Bay in the AL East who have the best record in baseball.
Watch out with the Padres. They keep insisting.
You have been bullish on them, and it's hard to predict that offense is going to be struggle for an entire season. And it looks like it's woken up here in the second half.
Now the pitching is there. We know the back end of the bullpen is there as Rosarena fouls that one off his foot.
That's the key. They've shortened that up. Maybe you could say to a 6-inning game. And A.J. Preller making some really good moves with Robbie Ray and Casey Mize right at the deadline.
All in.
All in.
I love the way every year it's like I can't wait to see what AJ does at the trade deadline when he believes in his team.
Fan base in San Diego must be pumped.
And boy, guys, that flipped. Right? There was a period of about 2 weeks when Mason Miller was the hottest name in the trade market, and then the Padres started to win. I had an executive with another team saying to me, you know, AJ, he doesn't want to sell. He's going to look for a reason to keep his guys, and he does that and adds those 2 starting pitchers, too.
Well, it's been so interesting on a 2-2. That's a foul ball. So it's not only that the Padres went all in and Miller continued to be great. The Dodgers, they acquired Skubal and all of a sudden lost a handful of games. So the wild card race has San Diego sitting there 8 games above, just 1 ahead of Arizona, who's been terrific lately. Philadelphia is a big story, and the fact that they are fumbling around relative to these other teams. The Dodgers had such a big cushion, it doesn't seem to matter. But you look around the landscape with the teams, why wouldn't you want a GM who, when the team is close, say, we're actually close and we're going. We're not packing up. But the arms they have there and those names on that roster, you have to go.
Listen, when I was managing, I wanted a GM
have to go.
that went for it, no doubt. You always want the guy that believes in your group and gives you that backing. But you look at those standings in the wild card with San Diego and Arizona. Those are 2 teams that are not scared of the Dodgers.
No, 3-2. That's now the 10th pitch of this plate appearance. We've seen some long plate appearances and a whole bunch of foul balls tonight.
Randy's done a nice job of fouling the fastball off to the right field side and the off-speed stuff in, battling there. You see that when they're coming into him a little bit, just fouling that thing off, put together a really good at bat to lead off this inning.
Another one.
The only pitch that he has not thrown to Randy is the best pitch that he has in the back pocket, and that's a changeup. Hasn't gone right on right with Randy, and Randy has yet to see a changeup the entire night.
So are you calling it?
Well, that being the one in his back pocket, everything else, Randy continues to battle.
Oof.
There it was.
Let's get an update on that Padre Brewer game.
Carl, you guys are talking about San Diego. Walk-off for the Padres, courtesy, Gabby, of this guy's first career walk-off.
Luis Campusano, nice job, gets a sinker, hits it to right field for the big walk-off win.
Preller's boys have won 5 in a row. Like you said, Eddie, getting hot.
They're getting hot, and Will Warren's night is over on a hot night. It is a 4-3 ball game. Leadoff man is aboard. Canzone, who's got a homer, is coming up. Cruz is coming in, and we will come back to the Bronx, the big ballpark. Rossi, Eddie, Buster, Carl Ravitch back here. Bullpen active now for the Yankees. Good ERA for Fernando Cruz, making his 56th appearance. Strikeout rate near 30%. Walk rate is a little bit high as well. Righty against lefty for Canzone. Grounded out and then blasted one out of the ballpark. This one ended the bat blooper on the infield. And McMahon is there for the first out.
It's an elite splitter that Fernando Cruz has. Throws fastballs mid-90s, but it's the splitter that has brought him to the big leagues and kept him in the big leagues.
You've known him a long time, Eddie.
I really have. He was actually a young shortstop in winter ball with the Kansas City Royals. Hyper, Always working out. Couldn't hit a lick.
So he was much like, well,
switch hitter. A switch hitter.
Like me. Yeah, you can say it.
But always working out. Always working out.
Oh, not anymore.
He wasn't on the active roster, and he'd still grab a bat and he'd be swinging. I'm like, you're not on the roster. I'm like, but keep swinging it, kid. You're doing well.
Keep swinging it.
92 of the sinker misses. By the way, Arozarena down there at first base. That was a 12-pitch at bat. And it's our great friend Sarah Langs, who's in the ballpark working with us tonight, which is always a sight. Great to have Sarah at Yankee Stadium. That's the most, highest amount of pitches that Arozarena has ever faced in a single plate appearance in his career.
Wow.
Langs fire tonight.
Well, that's how you know a guy's starting to get locked in. The homers on back-to-back nights and the really good at bats leading off the inning.
It's a good night for a Julio, man. A homer and now a couple of walks as that one missed inside. And there is our friend Sarah Langs before the game. Had a couple of visitors. Julio trying to slip a wristband on her hand, which she was able to do, and now she will wear that. And that will not come off. And also Garrett Cole spent some time with Sarah. 2 in a million fans of the great Sarah Langs.
And Cal Raleigh. Every game, all these players come over to say hi.
Yeah.
She had a picture with us with that wristband, that ALS wristband on.
Here's Naylor. Big spot in the game as Boone goes to Cruz, and that one missed with 2 on and just 1 out. It's now a 1-run ball game.
And this is the risk that you get when you have Fernando on the mound with that splitter. It's designed to be thrown as a chase pitch. So now he has to come in against an elite fastball hitter. Went back to it. Slider.
The other challenge with back-end bullpen guys early on in the game is the hitters are a little more patient.
That one hung up there and it's dropped into center field. They are not going to have a play at the plate. The throw is way offline. Staying there at second base is going to be Julio, but Josh Naylor took a pitch up and picked up an RBI to make it a 2-run game, scoring Arozarena.
A splitty you see here just hangs up in the zone. Naylor, nice job there staying up the middle. Tough to do on the off-speed pitch. Really disciplined there, getting that ball, that base hit to center field on a split finger that just didn't have a whole lot of action.
I'll tell you this, another missed cutoff there, but Grisham immediately looked at his fingers like there's dew in the outfield, and it slipped right out of his hand.
Delay in the action as a couple of people have decided it's a smart move to run onto the field here at Yankee Stadium, and they were quickly abducted and now are in handcuffs and being taken off the field as the players watch the embarrassing behavior. Meantime, ESPN, the home of MLB.TV, stream every out-of-market game live or on demand using the ESPN app. Blackout and other restrictions will apply. For more information, go to ESPN.com/MLB-TV. The other thing, too, that happened as we were discussing the trade deadline and where the Dodgers are and the Padres went all in. Well, the Tigers traded Tarek Skubal. They've gone 8-2 in their last 10 to get right back in. I think you can speak to it as a manager. Sometimes clubhouses react one way when we sell. Sometimes you go and win 8 of 10, and all of a sudden it's a little different vibe.
Well, specifically on that Tigers team, they've had so many good young players that have been in a postseason atmosphere and know how to push to the end. Sure, you hate losing Tarek Skubal, but you hadn't played up to really your standards till right before the All-Star break and a little bit down the line. But it definitely feels good as a manager when those young guys continue to perform and you get some good pitching, and they're on a little hot streak right now. AJ's no stranger to the postseason and how to get those guys going.
All right, let's take it back to the studio and get some updates from Zubin.
Carl, thanks very much. Talk about the recent struggles of the Sox. Wilson Contreras, this ties a single-season home run mark for him.
Oh, knuckle curveball. Hang it, you bang it. 105 miles an hour off the bat, 408 feet.
We're all tied at 1. Meanwhile, in Washington, Alex Bregman going yard for the second time tonight, Gabby.
Oh, his 15th home run now. He's starting to feel it, and the Cubbies want him to keep going.
Yeah, they have poured it on. They've got a 9-4 lead, top 6. Carl will be watching everything with the Halos and the Rangers still to come.
Yeah, you watch Bregman there circle the bases. It's hard not to think about. Good update there. You saw Contreras, but how Durbin has turned things around and how his numbers at Fenway are matching what Bregman is doing in Chicago, and that for a long time this year was looked on like he is not Alex Bregman. All of a sudden, at least numerically, he has been. Yeah,
and Durbin 1 for 2 already today, but with the Contreras home run, you look how they're surrounded now. You got Rutschman hitting in front of him and Willie Abreu, who's having a fantastic season behind him. It's lengthened that lineup in a big way, and it's also changed the way that the American League wild card looks.
And so many of these conversations around these teams, as you take a look at Aaron Boone, who after seeing what he did from Cruz, looks like he's coming out to make a pitching change. So they now have a 2-run lead. Things have ground to a halt here in the 5th. We'll try to pick things up when we come back with Donovan coming up and a couple of Mariners on the bases. ESPN Baseball, presented by Liberty Mutual Insurance, is brought to you by DQ. Happy tastes good. Tim Hill's on the lefty, looking for a ground ball. You see he slings it from the side, and he is inheriting a 2-runner situation with 1 man down. He pitched last night, pitched really well.
All ground balls last night in his 4 outs.
There's another one right back to him. He will go to Lombard to first. Welcome to the game, Tim Hill. And as the game ground to a halt, we climb the hill and he moved things along. 5-3, bottom 5 coming up.
We called a pitcher's meeting or a mound visit right as my brother was coming up to the plate. So there's a TV in the bar, like the last TV right on the third base line. So I got to watch his AB and his home run. I'm screaming out at third baseman like, oh, I think they just hit a home run. I think he just hit a home run. And then the TV shows my parents hugging, and I was like, oh my, he just did that.
Memories of Jacob of the night that he homered twice, by the way, and George going yard. As Austin Wells steps in against Miller and lifts one high to center field. And Julio is there for the out. So the classic part of that, obviously, is they're having this mound meeting, and he starts screaming about a home run that's being hit. The pitching coach is like, what?
What's going on? It's like the only person not focused on the game is the rookie who's debuting. He's watching the TV in his peripheral.
Welcome to the world according to the Lombards.
That's really cool. Like you said, I got to be around his dad, George, at WBC, and Jacob was with us. He was a senior and taking ground balls and with us almost the whole trip. It was really cool to get to watching him and then watch him get drafted.
Yeah, did he fit right in?
Oh my goodness, he looked like he could play big league shortstop at the time. I was taking ground balls with Bobby Witt Jr. and Gunnar Henderson, and he fit right in. It was impressive to watch a high schooler be that smooth at shortstop, and obviously watching his brother now play, it's no secret that the Lombards know what they're doing in the infield positioning. The fundamentals of infield, I should say.
1 ball, 1 strike. Lombard has moved around the batting order and now back to the 9 spot. And that will be a very flexible situation for Lombard, especially with some of the guys, Bellinger, Stanton, then Judge coming back. I heard Buster give a report earlier tonight. Feels like Bellinger first to come back. Stanton maybe September, and then Judge maybe a little bit after that. One-two, hit well right center field, but not nearly well enough, and now there to make the play is Canzone. So Lombard is now 0 for 2. Eddie, rookie shortstops to start a World Series game in their debut year. Stock did it. Remember, he's now the second baseman. Stalker with the Phillies, so they had a thing going in 93 and 22. Pena was outstanding. Dave Concepcion and Maury Wills, two great names in baseball history.
Yeah, many Philly fans would say he's a third baseman now. But one thing I will say, though, is David Concepcion, that was my guy. That was my guy in Cincinnati growing up and still is.
Now Grisham. That ball hit well. He's watching it. Canzone's watching it. Everybody's watching it leave. Touch him all for the 14th time for Trent Grisham. And just like that, it's a close game again.
I think Trent Grisham goes under the radar a lot. We talk about guys coming back that have been injured. He's one of those guys that have been a real spark since he's come back. Doesn't swing at the first pitch very often, but with 2 outs here late in the ball game, just a four-seamer right down the middle. And Trent's all over this ball. Absolutely crushed this ball to right. 0-0 swinging.
Three doubles and a homer. 4 of the Yankee 5 hits have gone for extra bases. Ben Rice hits one hard into the corner. Back-to-back hard hit balls. Rice cuts the bag, heads to second. He will slide in there with a double.
2 hard hit balls in the last 3 pitches. And this one off speed to Ben Rice. He saw a plethora of them the last time up, and you see the exit velocity over 105 miles per hour. Has to hustle to second base. Did not miss it. Puts himself in scoring position, representing the time run.
I didn't look at it, Eddie. Does Ben Rice stand a little further off the plate than somebody like Jones?
Oh, he stands square, and it's just a different swing path and approach. Let's see where he attacks Jones now.
Spencer hits one towards the gap. Canzone looks at it. That one is off the base of the wall. He's heading to second. Run is scored. That's another double, and the third rocket off the bat of a Yankee. Jones got 3 RBIs. It's 5-5 in the bottom of the 5th.
I was just about to say, you hate this matchup from all the pitchers that Spencer Jones saw the at-bat before. 105.9 off the bat. Basically 106 right on this fastball, wasting no time. Just a simple strike. Got that foot down early and just see a great path there, straight to the ball, and drives this ball into right center. Really good at bat, and we got a tight ball game, boys.
And Miller stays out there as he deals with Garcia. Quiet night tonight so far for Garcia. Strike 1 at the letters.
Oh, it scares me 3rd time through when you're managing and you see your starting pitcher having a matchup that a hitter sees a ton of pitches the time before.
Last 3 Yankee swings have totaled over 305 miles per hour.
They're seeing it well.
It's been loud.
Just a bunch of extra base hits while the Seattle bullpen stays quiet. Oh, 2 outs here as Garcia rolls one into the hole. It's fielded cleanly, though, by Young. And Garcia retired. He is 0 for 3. 5th inning will be remembered by many of the fans here for what happened both off the field and on the field. But Trent Grisham, exit stage right, 14th time, 5-5 ball game. 32 bites. One champion. Vote for the signature dish you would most like to try. Complete the Ballpark Bites bracket for a chance to win tickets to try these decadent bites at a stadium of your choice. Vote at MLB.com/bracket. Hill, who got that big ground ball double play, and he is an absolute ground ball specialist in the highest percentile of major league pitchers when it comes to keeping it on the ground. We'll start the inning with Raleigh. He elevates one, but it's out of play. You got, like, let's say, Rossi, you had your opportunity to go to the ballpark and you had one bite. Like, what are you going for and where? Do you have a favorite ballpark bite?
Oh, I mean, I'm going to get crushed for this, but I don't eat a lot of hot dogs, but I love a Dodger dog. I love a Dodger. I do. I don't eat all
flavor,
the only
the
ones
name, like what?
I think it's just the flavor. I think it's a pork hot. My dad was a butcher, and
But
yeah, we would go
a
all
Dodger
that.
dog?
I love anything with nacho cheese. So like, I like a Dodger dog with nacho cheese on it.
Ooh,
really? I'm a big fan of that.
That's okay.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Let you guys down.
No
You
judging here.
You asked.
Look at that poor Edwards.
Well, where I really would like to go, and you know this as well as anybody, Carl.
Oh, I do.
Go to Little League World Series and get a Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A.
sandwich.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Oh, yeah. We'll go to Williamsport, which is coming up, and get a little Chick-fil-A sandwich. 2 at a time.
Rossi would
Lodged
wear those
in this
out.
region.
Yep. Leadoff walk to Raleigh from Hill. So
Another good
just
at bat.
after the Yankees have tied it up. Raleigh reaches for the 3rd time in 3 plate appearances. A couple of walks and a hard hit single. They've had Emerson's number. Left on left now. He has struck out twice. Yeah. Went. That's a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Paul Blackburn and Yuri De Los Santos are both up in the New York Yankee bullpen.
You love the sense of urgency from Aaron Boone tonight, knowing this offensive output is really big for his group, trying to lock it down with a fresh bullpen after an off day on Monday.
Both teams have hit the 5-run mark in the month of August, though it certainly feel like it has been weeks and months since these teams have scored that many runs on a play. Emerson back to the top of the order for Taylor Ward. Nobody out. Challenge of hitting a guy that throws from where Hill throws from.
Well, I was just about to say too, the guys that threw me off, Tim Hill doesn't really trigger. He just is coming right at you. No real leg kick. It's almost a slide step every time. He's just coming.
He elevated there. The old contradiction, the sinker that seems to rise out of his hand gets the strikeout.
Yeah, and that elevation there from that angle is real from Tim Hill. Coming here, and that ball just doesn't seem to come down. It just rides up in the zone. Tough angle for a left-handed hitter.
And this guy's done the job with 1 pitch. Think about it, the angle, the looks, the level, and he gets swing and miss and a lot of ground ball as well.
Hill off the bump. Looks like De Los Santos is being called. No, Blackburn's coming in at a 5-5 game with 1 down in the 6th.
Gabby and Zubin here in the studio. Let's get you up to date on the Red Sox and the Jays. Vlad flies out. Abreu with the double up.
Oh, you can't do that with the Gold Glover in right field. You can't get off too far. That's that double play.
All right, meanwhile, the Guardians and the Tigers in the 5th. Joe Adele, gone. It's his 18th homer of the year.
Yeah, for the Guardians, they struggled this year hitting against left-handed pitching, only .225. So what do? Go get Joe Adele, and boy, he paid off today.
2nd day in a row, he has gone yard. Meanwhile, Drew Romo for the Sox, who are having a better than expected season by any measure.
I'll tell you what, this White Sox team, boy, they can hit. That's his 6th home run of the season.
And we still got a couple more first pitches ahead. Carl will keep you up to date on everything all night long.
All right, boys, thank you very much. Great stuff there. Back here, Taylor Ward. First pitch swing in the hole. Lombard as good as anybody at making that play. Dropped it on the transfer. He ate it up with the glove, and then on the transfer had it go out of his hand.
And usually those plays, because you have to do the transfer away from your body, that's what, if there is a mistake, it happens right there on the transfer. He's trying to throw it, trying to rush it, get to second base. Cal Raleigh, he knows he's got an opportunity to get the lead runner. Not a good grip from the get-go.
Looks like he's got a little tape on his finger as well from that bare hand play he had to make last night.
The ball bounced off the bag at second, and he was able to make it. But you now have first and second, and that pitch is outside. Paul Blackburn 3-2, a 195 ERA, 52 strikeouts, 43 games. He started a couple this season. He now is looking for that ground ball double play. Young looking for a big hit to break the tie. Instead, pops it up on the infield. Infield fly rule call, Lombard there, and that's a second out of Cole Young. Frustration for Dan Wilson in a season-long offensive frustration. But a big plate appearance in this game right now. 6th inning, first and second, and your 3-hole hitter, Randy Arozarena. A homer, a strikeout, and a walk. He has scored twice. Breaking pitch to start him off with for a strike. Raleigh, the base runner at second, does not have great speed. Randy on the ground, fielded by Jazz. He snared it, settled himself, and he throws out Arozarena. They will strand 2. Blackburn got the job done. Ramos, Chisholm Jr., McMahon after this. Yeah, one of the great times of the year. It is Little League Baseball time, regional championships. These will send teams to Williamsport Thursday and Friday. It starts with New England Thursday at 7, Northwest, Midwest, Mid-Atlantic. Big games coming up. Now, earlier today, Washington out of Tacoma. Ball goes into the corner. Now, watch the play by Evan Yarbrough as he leapfrogs the catcher and somehow gets his right foot down on home plate. And he takes the trident. Little League trident, Little League team. 2-1 in the Northwest Division, Little League Baseball. We start in Williamsport on August 19th.
When you get around the Little League World Series and this tournament, as these guys are playing into it, you realize how much impact you have as a big leaguer on the younger generation in our game. I love that.
0-1 to Elliot Ramos. That's outside. And the Little League Classic this year is an amazing National League showdown between the Milwaukee Brewers and the Atlanta Braves. Big time.
That'll be a good one.
1-1. Swing and a miss. Really good splitter from Miller, who's generally given them 5 innings like almost every time out here recently, and he is still on the mound having given up 5.
Could be his last hitter, though.
Right on right. Swing and a miss. Another splitter and a good one, and we'll see with Jazz Chisholm coming up.
Yeah, and the struggles continue for Elio Ramos with the pinstripes. Since being traded from the San Francisco Giants, has not done much offensively. 2 for 24 with no runs batted in.
So they will leave Miller in to face Chisholm, who singled and flew out to right. He hit that one hard, but it's foul. I want to bring Buster in here. Buster, you know, we talk Little League, we've got to talk college as well. Remember how great Cade Anderson was. The numbers he's putting up for Seattle down in the minor leagues begs the question, like, where is he?
Yeah, absolutely insane numbers in Double-A. So far this year, 87 2/3 innings, 12 walks, 128 strikeouts, your basic 10-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio. I think if the Mariners suffer any kind of injury in their rotation, he would be the guy who would be summoned to the big leagues. And there's also another option to think about if you're the Mariners.
1-1. That's way out of play.
And that would be if they get to September, right? And there's a role that perhaps the Mariners maybe feel like could help them make the playoffs. I think that they would consider that. But at the moment, he's not on their radar. Things would have to happen before he were to be called up.
Yeah, look up Cade Anderson's numbers at Double-A. 10-1 with all those strikeouts. Jazz pops that one back out of play.
Eduardo, when's the last time you saw a pitcher with a 10-1 strikeout to walk ratio?
Yeah. Oh well. Yesterday I saw one when Blake Snell did
Wow,
6 innings
he looked
with
good.
the Dodgers.
Oh, my
he was
goodness.
fantastic. I'll say this. The luxury that the Seattle Mariners have is that they have really good starting pitching.
Miller threw that hard. 95. They're checking to see if Jazz went, and he didn't.
Now, my question would be, can he hit? Because that's what they need is offense.
He actually, this is.
Oh, he did.
Ooh. Stu Sherwater down there at third, didn't see it as a swing. 2-2. That time he's gone. Back-to-back strikeouts on splitters to Ramos and Chisholm.
That may be the best splitter of the night right there. Fastball in with the check swing, and then the split finger here. Starts belt high. And Jazz all out in front of that one after that fastball in.
Here's Ryan McMahon, one of the extra base hits. Double and an RBI in the second.
Oh, no.
Holds up. I mean, the biggest challenge for the manager, is it always when to go get a pitcher, when to go to the bullpen? Is that the most difficult thing you had to do?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, you know, you're trying to follow the pitch count, the at-bats.
The schedule coming up.
Yeah, the schedule coming up, how many off days you have. But you feel really good usually as a manager when you get an off day and you have the pitching staff like the Seattle Mariners have. When you get an off day and you get a lot of fresh arms, you want to kind of go to those guys when you can.
This just has been a very effective splitter for Miller here in the sixth.
Looks like he's getting more comfortable with that thing. It's such a hard pitch to control. When you get the feel of it, you see here Cal Raleigh run into this thing, knowing it's been a pretty good one here in the bottom of the sixth inning.
Smashed right field high enough. No, it goes off of the wall. They got to play at second base. Here's the throw. He is out at second base.
What a play.
Dom Canzone, a strike. We'll see if the Yankees want to take a look at it. It was hit so hard, though, you knew there was going to be a play.
And I'll say this, Ryan McMahon, he did the right thing. Make him throw you out at second base with 2 outs, tie ball game, and Dominic Canzone threw a strike over there. Nice tag by Emerson.
No challenge, that ends the inning. Heck of a throw for an outfield that's been challenged tonight, making the throw. Welcome back, everyone, to ESPN Baseball. First of 2 games tonight on ESPN. It's presented by Liberty Mutual Insurance. From the Angels getting set. Game that starts about 40 minutes from now. Dom Canzone's already got 1 homer. First pitch in there for a strike from Blackburn, working his second inning. Canzone, Julio Rodriguez, Josh Naylor all have had good nights tonight. All have homered. Right at Jazz, and he stays down.
What, he leaped thinking it was going to be over his head and recognized it halfway through.
Julio has reached all 3 times, as has Cal Raleigh. Raleigh with a couple of walks and a single, which is a massive sign for the Mariners if this is the beginning of something. And Julio with a homer and 2 walks himself. On the ground, Lombard, 1 hop, charity hop. He's got a very good arm, but he short hopped that one. And Garcia Jr. was there to make the play.
Eduardo, you know as well as I do, it's not always the hits that get you going. Sometimes seeing a lot of pitches, working some walks, controlling the strike zone can get your timing back down, your strike zone discipline back to where you need it to be. Those walks are a great sign, as Carl pointed out, for Julio and Cal Raleigh.
Here's Naylor, who walked and singled his last time up. Hard single as Blackburn throws a sinker outside. 1-0.
What an asset Blackburn has been for Aaron Boone this year. More as a long guy, really pitched essential innings for them out of the bullpen.
Shot. You good?
I don't remember the last time Josh Naylor played at 100%. Last year in the postseason.
Yeah, that's a great point.
Hernia. Continue to play through it.
Way outside, 3-1. Cleveland days, he was banged up.
Had some leg issues there with the Guardians. And now dealing with a hand injury as well.
That's down. That's a walk there. A change up to Naylor. Naylor's now reached 3 times. Naylor and Tito Francona, they used to have a blast when he was in Cleveland. The team was going well, man. I mean, he'd smash him in the head. They had a good old time.
That's all I see when I see Josh Naylor's him headbutting Terry Francona after the walk-off.
Should that trouble me or you that we both thought the same thing? Not going, and a big swing and a miss from Donovan. And Naylor, obviously, when you look at him, do you think right away like 23 stolen bases?
No, that's what I think is so impressive. His baseball IQ, he lulls you to sleep over there and picks his spots.
He got a lot of tutelage from Dave McKay, the first base coach with the Arizona Diamondbacks, who has made a difference for a lot of base runners in his time in baseball.
Maybe the best first base coach ever. I mean, that guy, the guys in Chicago raved about him before I got there. He was there for a minute.
Donovan, another big swing there. Home run swing on a changeup that he missed. Yankee Stadium loud tonight. Wave is going through the building. Tarps are off in the outfield. Tie game in the 7th. That's going to be a souvenir.
Blackburn leaning on that changeup. Got a really good feel for there, 3 in a row.
41,700 plus on hand at the stadium tonight. Blackburn works 1-2. No, he got him now. And the 23 steals will not go to 24. Nice there by Blackburn to take Naylor off the bases. Pitcher's best friend happens right here.
Tried to catch him falling asleep here. 1-2 count. You don't hate the aggressiveness. Just a little bit early there for Naylor.
A little early.
Love that as a hitter.
Yeah.
Been an extra base hit bonanza for the Yankees tonight, including this rocket double off the bat of Austin Wells, who's going to come up to the plate for the 3rd time. We bring Mike Petriello back in. Is it adjustments? What's gotten into Wells here the last couple of weeks, Mike?
Yeah, he's been shockingly good after a terrible first half. As Buster knows, I'm sure every Yankee fan is furious Brian Cashman didn't get a catcher. But over the last month, the second half of the season, Austin Wells has an 881 OPS. That's really good. And Eduardo knows we've worked together a long time. I try not to use the phrase launch angle on television, but I'm obligated to here. His launch angle in every month for the last 3 months was 24 degrees. Even Major League average is 14, and this month it's down to 12. What that means, he has cut out all of the pop-ups. He was popping out 5 to 6 times a month, and a pop-out is dead. It's basically another strikeout. Does not have a single pop-up this month. You throw that in with some really good defense, and I think there are still signs of hope here, even though it's been a long slog getting to this point.
What do you have against, what'd you say, launch angle?
Well, you know, it's not a user-friendly term. We try to have fun, not make it an algebra class, but every once in a while you got to go back to the well. The wells, I guess.
The wells, I like what you did there. You know who's got launch angle tonight? Alex Bregman. 3 home runs on 3 consecutive plate appearances. Ahmed Rosario will be the pinch hitter. Whew. Careful over there. So Gabe Speier, who was unavailable last night, and a lot of folks were watching that game last night wondering about some of the decisions, and part of that has to do with the manager and who he has available. Speier was not available. The lefty is available tonight, obviously. So they go to the righty, Rosario. He gets into one to left. Rosarina will stop before the track and now keep backing up a little bit. A good ride from Rosario, but it results in the first out of the bottom of the 7th.
Rosario just missed that 91 miles per hour off the bat. Lefty specialist unable to get on base.
Now it's George Lombard Jr. and then Trent Grisham. Both teams desperately have a chance to win this game. 5-5 in the 7th. Swung on that as a liner. That's going to get over the head of the shortstop. Lombard will take a turn and put the brakes on there as he reaches for the first time. A single for Lombard with 1 down. And now back to Grisham. You said he kind of flies underneath the radar. I think Trent Grisham enjoys that.
Yeah, I
his
think
personality.
So. Yeah, no, you're exactly right. And the quality of the at-bat, I mean, he never feels like he's off balance. He's patient and makes the pitcher throw strikes.
All right, left on left, and that is in there for a strike.
Guys always scare me a little bit as a catcher when they take a lot of pitches. You never know. As the home run, his last at bat, when he jumps on that first pitch fastball for a homer, you feel like you can get one over, and sometimes they jump on one and do damage.
One is going towards the gap. It's going to get down. Lombard quickly to second, now to third. He's being waved in. That's a double. That's the Yankee lead. It's now 6-5. Grisham follows his homer with an RBI double.
And it's huge, not only because it gives the Yankees the lead, but huge for Trent Grisham, who he understands that with Giancarlo Stanton, with Aaron Judge, and also Cody Bellinger coming back, something might have to give against left-handed pitching, and that slider, he stayed on it and is able to hit it in the right center field gap, and with the speed of Lombard, able to score easily from first. Yankees are going to have to make a decision once they get their team back healthy.
Which decision?
Decision in the outfield.
Yeah.
Who do you play? Do you play Grisham against left-handed pitching?
Spencer Jones has been, some key hits for him.
Inside to Rice.
Or do you pinch hit late for Grisham in games like this, knowing you have a veteran bench in Ahmed Rosario and Goldie?
Rice back up the middle. That one goes right past the shortstop, Emerson, into center field. Grisham's going to score. Hard hit ball, and Emerson had him eat him up. 7-5 New York.
This is one of the hardest balls to be able to read if you're a shortstop, and it's because it hits off the mound, and you're thinking, okay, how do I approach this? And it's interesting because the Seattle Mariners have Perry Hill as their infield instructor. Hits off the mound right here. Catches Emerson off guard as then it hits off the lip and bounces straight up. You don't know which way to go, back or forward. He gets caught in between, and by that time it's by him.
And it was hit hard, even though the mound may have slowed it a hair. It was 101 miles an hour off the bat.
That's a conversation to be had as soon as he gets back in the dugout with Perry Hill, their infield instructor.
So the lefties come through against the lefty Spire. Grisham with the double, and now Rice with a single. And some loud contact. 3 hits in his last 6 pitches, including that Lombard single. Now Jones. Ooh, got him on the leg, it looked like, and he's going to go down to first, maybe on the elbow. Gabe Spire, who was not available last night, in tonight, and it's been a rocky road.
When you see he's been so dominant, see here just gets the shirt.
You're going to get hit. That's a pretty good spot.
Yeah, you like that a lot better.
You know, if you or I would be hitting right now, would have gotten a little bit of that visceral fat
and again,
right there.
The Dodger dog.
The love handles going to be bruised. No doubt. No doubt.
Garcia swings at the first one.
Spire been so good against lefties here, but quality at bats from the left-hander Ben Rice, and then hanging in there for Spencer Jones, uncharacteristic of Spire.
0-1, both runners go, throw to third. Nice catch over there at third, but a double steal pays off. That thing was destined for left field. Donovan made a nice catch and then slapped the tag down on Rice, but not in time.
How about Ben Rice here?
Well, you love the baseball IQ, right? Like, just you saw him there take a bigger shuffle and get and really gamble on that. This is what high IQ baseball players and that pay attention to the tendencies of the start of the pitcher on the mound can do for you.
Mariners bring their infield in. Leo Rivas is playing second base now for them. What a turnaround the last 2 nights by the Yankee hitters to be able to hit with runners in scoring position. Two balls, 2 strikes. I mean, the last 2 games, guys, a .412 average. They had 4 of them last night. In the first 118 games, it was a real problem. Spire needs it out. He got it there. He went up top and foul tip into the mitt.
You got to bring in Sir Anthony Dominguez here. Elliot Ramos looking into the dugout saying, "Are you going to make a move to Dan Wilson?"
And Wilson talking about it. He got on to that first step.
We're going to walk you, Elliot.
Yeah, I was thinking about you got 2 choices here. Instead of having to bring your infield in, walk in Ramos, you want to stick with Spire versus Chisholm, or you've got infield in and a lot of bad things possible.
You like the move, Eddie?
The way that Ramos has been struggling, yes. I thought they should have brought in the righty on this one. Jazz Chisholm, there's something about putting 4 fingers up and waking up the guy with the 1-3 on his back.
Yeah. Chance to blow it open right here for Chisholm and Spire. Missed.
I think they did a favor to Ramos, the way he's been swinging it.
That's in there. .225 hitter with the bases loaded over his career. He's got Ben Rice, Spencer Jones, and now Elliot Ramos on. The Yankees have scored 2 here in the inning. They got 2 in the 3rd, 5th, and 7th. Lead it by 2. The 1-1. 2-1. So you guys thought there was a chance, Sir Anthony Dominguez? Hey, they're not letting me come into this game.
Yeah, it's sort of like being at a horse track and the horse all of a sudden being taken out of a race, thinking he was going to race.
2-2.
Good swing, better pitch.
You know, some smart horses, Eduardo. Man.
Oh, you're going down. Those horses know when they're going to race.
8th man to bat in the inning. Chaz stays alive. The back end of the Yankee bullpen was terrific last night. Hedrick threw 9 pitches. He struck out 2, and Bednar came in to pick up his 27th save. He threw 19 pitches. 2-2. We've had over 50 foul balls in this game tonight. Easy Ed Svita providing the digits on the foul balls.
I would say they're crushing the budget, but not anymore.
Nope. A small infusion of cash recently. Really good take by Jazz. Ball game could be in the balance with this next pitch. And he missed. Spire with a walk. 8-5 Yankees.
And that's the risk that you run by loading the bases. Great at bat by Jazz Chisholm. Spire did his best, but the Yankees add on. Now it's a 3-run lead.
And now Dan Wilson with the lefty up at the plate is going to come out to take out Spire.
I don't get this move here.
We will talk about that when we come back. Welcome back. Early on, it was the Mariner bats going deep. Rosarena, Rodriguez, Canzone. They jumped out to a lead, but they never could shake the Yankees. And then the Yankees started hitting here in the later innings. Big time pop off the bat of Grisham. Spencer Jones went the other way, and then he continued his good hot hitting. And all of a sudden, the Yankees batting average with runners in scoring position big tonight. Big walk there. Extra base hits all over the place. 6 doubles, and they lead it 8-5. And the inning is not over as Sir Anthony Dominguez, the righty, is brought in. Eddie, you said you weren't sure about the whole way the innings played out. Share.
Well, I love the matchup of Dominguez with first base open against Elliot Ramos, who's struggled. 2 for his last 24 as a Yankee against right-handed pitching. He is notorious for hitting the ball on the ground. Now you're having Sir Anthony Dominguez face a left-handed hitter with the bases loaded down 3. It just does not make any sense.
Ryan McMahon is the guy. He looks at strike 1.
Yeah, you're usually bringing in a lefty to face a guy like McMahon.
Right. Slow roller. Dominguez goes over to cover. Naylor will flip to him, and it paid off. They will leave him loaded, but they gained the lead by scoring 3. 5-5 is now 8-5 as we are through 7 innings in New York.
Gabby and Zubin here in the studio. Sox have lost 4 in a row. Toronto plates 5 in the 8th.
Oh, Okamoto had second life after Wilson Contreras drops a pop-up. Look at that. Look at Vladdy showing off the speed, and they weren't done there. Miles Straw with a huge 2-run double to left center. And all of a sudden, that gave the Toronto Blue Jays a 6-1 lead.
Yes, but Boston has plated 2 in the 9th. They've got 2 on. We'll keep you up to date. Carl, could be a good finish coming.
It could be. Thank you very much, Zubin. Adley Rutschman was 0 for 3 before that inning started. As we're back here with the One of the better relievers in the majors this year. This guy has been so reliable for the Yankees. Brent Hedrick, I mentioned what he did last night with 9 pitches. Terrific ERA. Strikeout rate is phenomenal. Walk rate below average. 51 scoreless relief outings. Swing and a miss, 1 and 2. Are the most among major league relievers this year. Most scoreless relief appearances by a Yankee pitcher through the club's first 119 games. That's how good Brent Hedrick has been. So with that being said, what makes him so good?
Well,
go ahead.
I just think the big deception for him, the 4-seam slider combo has really dominated versus right and left. I mean, this guy, you don't see the ball and it gets on you. It is real.
Ali Sanchez is behind the plate as they change the battery now. Eighth inning of a seesaw game, and that's called strike 3, and we will ask for a challenge. Brendan Donovan went to his helmet. And it's a strike in red.
Seattle has exhausted their allotment of challenges for the remainder of the contest.
No more challenges for the Mariners.
But that's what he does, that 4-seamer right in the bottom of the zone there. You think it's going to be down, and that real angle that he has. You see here, just great catch there.
Close, huh?
Yeah, really close.
You can understand the challenge.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt. But it rides.
Yeah, and that's Ali Sanchez giving a good framework on it as well. And the one thing with Hedrick that you have to be aware when you're facing him is you have to be aggressive early. You rarely get to 3-ball counts. He pounds the zone with that sinker and then tries to finish you off, as you said, with the slider.
Raleigh goes to the right side, and he is now behind 0-2.
Reverse split guy with a 524 OPS versus righties. That angle he has makes it even tougher on right-handed hitters.
You said about Sanchez a good job of framing, but they still had the challenge. So did the framing dictate anything, or does it really matter when you now are out of challenges?
No, yeah, I mean, the framing doesn't matter as much. I just, you know, I talked about this before. Jerry Weinstein, catching coordinator for the Cubs now, been around a long time, came up with him with the Dodgers. He was saying even some catchers that have the ability to take the ball out of the zone and bring it back, it makes it look like a ball to a lot of the hitters when they look back. A lot of movement.
Mentioned that Rivas went in at second base, and Buster reported the reason for that was that Cole Young left with dizziness. The 1-2 to Raleigh, swing and a miss with a splitter. Hendrick doing Hendrick things.
That was nasty.
Play Ball is baseball's global youth initiative. It highlights the fun, the accessible ways to play our great game. You want to learn more, including how to find a league near you? Scan the QR code right there, lower left part of your screen, or go to playball.org and follow @playball on X, Facebook, and Instagram. For so many years, the Yankees had the 8-9 lockdown combination. Wetland, Rivera, etc., and they appear to have another one with Hedrick and Bednar. And as a manager, what a luxury to know if we can get to the 6th, certainly the 7th, we are nails in the 8th and 9th.
When Eduardo talked about it with the San Diego group,
yes,
you know, shortening that game. So much fun as a manager.
Race to the 6th. Just get me to the 6th, fellas.
Get me to the 6th with the lead, and we got locked down bullpen, especially with a 3-run lead. You feel like you've got tons of wiggle room.
Hedrick, phenomenal. Strikes out Donovan, Raleigh, Emerson. He needed 9 pitches last night, 15 to get through the 8th. It'll be 8-9-1 when we come back. Here he is, Mike Trout, 49 career homers against the Rangers, second most all time. I believe we got a Zach Neto t-shirt we're wearing around, a little pregame. Neto burger. He's got 20 homers this year, does Trout. It is the Rangers and the Angels. Doug Glanville, Mike Monaco will have the call for us next. As Nick Davila will take the mound now for Seattle. Bednar warming in the pen. Ali Sanchez first plate appearance tonight. Looks at strike one. 27 years old, 3.42 ERA, whip of 1.14.
Slider, slider,
slider,
slider. Oh, he.
Wow.
Oh, surprise.
You've been on tonight. I love it.
Hey. Locked in.
Locked.
Here we go.
He throws that slider 65% of the time. His slider, two-seamer, pretty much it.
Move. Slider, slider. That was a slider.
This was a bit outside here. But you see how deceptive that slider must be starting out there after that two-seamer he ran out there. Thing is filthy.
The heater's working tonight.
Yeah.
96.
Out of Hialeah, Florida. Went to University of South Florida, the Bulls.
Is that where you and your smart horses used to hang out? Lombard's got a second hit, a shot back up the middle. And his last two plate appearances, hard hit balls and two singles for George Lombard, 2 for 4 tonight. Well, I mean, this has got to be encouraging. We started the telecast talking about two of the meeker offenses in the game of Major League Baseball. And certainly in the case of the Yankees, 6 doubles, the most since, well, May of last year. 5 singles, then the home run off the bat of Grisham. Another fastball to start to get ahead 0-1. This is the home run. Grisham hit it in the 5th.
And he put his head down and just ran the bases, knowing that he got the team closer to 1 run. But this is a guy that had a breakout season last year, accepted the qualifying offer, and he's back and he's posted.
You know, similar to the Dodgers, who believe, as you guys talked about, Snell comes back, they can get Glasnow back like a sleeping giant. There is this feeling that the Yankees are the sleeping giant in the American League if those bats can wake up and then they can get those guys healthy, because the pitching appears to be there, especially with Rodon coming back and what we just saw in the Braves series and the 2 guys at the back end.
I would actually change the order and say get those guys healthy, and if you do, the focus all of a sudden gets on Judge, Stanton, Bellinger, and it'll free up.
Grisham, this one to right center field. Did he do it again? A touch of all time. A twofer for Trent Grisham. 2 more runs batted in. 5-4 in the game. And the Yankees are rolling right now.
They got out of here in a hurry.
I mean, Trent Grisham is locked in. Well, you talked about it, Eduardo. You just mentioned those other guys coming back in the focus. Ben Rice is going to be better. Trent Grisham is going to be better. Everybody in the lineup is going to get pushed down. And when you got guys swinging the bat like this, here's that 2-seam fastball right down the middle, and Trent Grisham is locked in. Right center. I mean, this ball is poked.
15 on the season, including the 2 tonight. The first one to Rice misses. 3 extra base hits, 2 homers and a double, all coming in the 5th, the 7th, and the 8th for Grisham. Rice hooks it. Boy, it just feels like it's contagious, doesn't it, right now?
We used to love to scream and play this game. It was a bad word, but let's screw the closer, let's say, you know, and when the manager's favorite game, because when you add runs late in the game, you get to sit down your closer, and it saves the bullpen and those arms over the course of the season. You love adding those 2 runs there in the 8th, Trey Grisham, to help that bullpen out.
And I've used it once in a while. Joe Madden, who was bench coach, then manager as well, and I came up with him with the Angels. He would say, go for the jugular, get the jug runs. And these are just add-on runs to be able to demoralize the opponents, and at the same time mess around with that closer.
Yeah, you get to sit down. You get to sit down Bednar and be able to get somebody else to close out this game.
Save the bullets. Save the bullets.
It's a long season. Got a lot of games in a row. Off days are a premium this time of year.
And the Yankees actually are coming upon a part of their schedule in which all of a sudden there are more off days than they have seemingly enjoyed. Called strike 3 to Rice. That one is right on the knees, so he's down.
But let's go back to the 4th inning when he already had Fernando Cruz warming up. He knew that he had to nip it in the bud immediately because he saw Will Warren not at his best. So by getting that bullpen in, controlling and stopping the bleeding of the Seattle Mariners scoring runs, he's given his offense an opportunity to come back.
I think that's what's special about Boone. He's watching the game, the performance. You were talking earlier, Carl, about the toughest decision as a manager, when to go to guys. He pulled the trigger perfectly tonight, knowing his offense was feeling good at the dish. I mean, I said it earlier, I knew it was going to be a high-scoring game.
You nailed it. That's,
right?
again, check, check, check. You've had every one of those boxes that you've made these predictions on come true. Jones, Arozarena. He's there, and that will end the 8th. So we will go to the 9th, but the Yankees have scored 5 in the last 2 innings. And touch 'em all, Trent Grisham with a big smile on his face as he heads through the gauntlet of heroes. Boys and girls, ESPN Baseball is presented by Liberty Mutual Insurance. Knock savings out of the park with Liberty Mutual. No Bednar, De Los Santos. First pitch misses. With live fastball 96, movement on that sinker to go 1 ball, 1 strike. Win will be the 18th in the last 28. A little bleeding blooper that falls in front of Grisham.
Well, I'll tell you what, Carl, this morning, Buster Olney and myself, we were able to go to our morning show with Harry Douglas, and I want you to take a listen and a look, and I want you guys to evaluate Buster Olney on his moves, please.
Missed it earlier today. Buster Olney making his debut. That boy bad.
Yep. Buster nailed it.
I don't even want to look.
I don't even want to look. I don't even want to look.
Buster's busting out the moves.
Wow. I do not even want to look.
I still haven't looked.
Buster?
Rossi, you think I got a chance at Dancing with the Stars?
I was just about to say, I'm not making any phone calls on your behalf, Buster.
The Tin Man has nothing on you, Buster.
Oh, get up.
Oh, my gosh. Thanks a lot, Eduardo.
That boy bad.
Oh, I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you. That is really ugly. Thanks a lot.
Buster, you can redeem yourself right now. Stand up and show us the move.
No chance. You know, it looks like the Yankees are trying to hold the lead.
Oh, man.
It's a rally coming in. Mariners putting guys up.
Oh, man.
That's a teammate right there, man.
That boy bad. Yeah, bad dancer.
Here's a question, though. Is there room for improvement? And
always.
Could you coach him up?
Always. I know somebody I could call to coach him up, that's for sure. Get Lindsey Arnold on it.
Who, Tim Kirchin?
I'd get Oh, man. Throwing other guys under the bus.
The finger dancer. Nobody else can get the fingers pointed up at a wedding like Timmy K. Rangers and Angels, by the way, if you're looking for ESPNU. Nice. Ward leads this inning off with a single. And a Santos strike there right down the middle, a four-seam fastball. It's fun, man. Did you have guys who popped the glove and it just sounded different when they threw the ball? Who were they?
Oh, yeah. You know, early on in my career, guys like Kevin Brown, Darren Dreifert stands out, just heady ball and just loud, really loud.
How about a Aroldis Chapman in 2016?
Well, if I could catch it, you know, the hard part about him, he threw so hard, it's hard to square it up in that pocket. Like he had some real movement from that big lefty, and it was just sneaky ride, that lefty ride that you get from a lot of guys that sink. His rode almost up and away from him.
So hard to square it up with the glove.
Yeah, it's those guys you could square up. The sinker ones, I thought some real sinker guys threw a heavy ball. It's a little bit louder.
Lombard's got a chance. He fields, flips, Chisholm fires. Safe. Lombard was so close. Maybe he was going to try to step on the bag himself, but he might have been too far to the left of it.
And he was caught in between as well. If you look, he attacked the baseball, and this just shows how good of hands he has, because the footwork, trying to get two, he had to take a gamble here. Goes in between, takes a perfect read and just feeds it to Jazz, and I believe it's the only play he had.
I've got to give Randy Arozarena some love here. Down 5 and hitting into what should be a tailor-made double play, busting it down the line on a team that's been scuffling a lot, not winning a lot of games lately, and he busts it down the line when he could have given up and just coasted and let that double play and let the game in.
It's a great call. That's a manager call, right? I mean,
well,
you see that as a manager as well as a teammate.
I think that sends a message to your teammates,
yeah.
Exactly.
That one's gone to the gap, and it's going to get down. Grisham's running over there. He fields it. Arozarena will go to third base. Decent night for Canzone, his second hit to go with his homer.
Arozarena's a free agent also after the season.
Randy, if somebody in the Yankees would ask Randy, do you want to come and play here and hit in this ballpark? He'd sign up for that. First thing he said when we walked by him in the hallway, I like this ballpark.
Yeah.
You know what? There's a lot of major leaguers that like this ballpark. So 10-5 before it gets any closer. Matt Blake pumping the brakes on us getting to the Angels and Rangers. Interesting, you know, you go as a pitcher, we got a 5-run lead. It's okay to throw strikes, let him hit it, put him in play, get some outs here, and now does the conversation change a little bit?
Well, it just gives your bullpen time to warm up. I knew when he came out, just in case things get a little bit tighter, you give a chance for the closer to get loose, get back warm a little bit. It's not quite panic. It's just like, okay, let's give ourselves a little bit of time in case things do go awry. They pop a home run here, you're going to want to go straight to the bullpen.
And that guy. The Yankees tonight overcame deficits of 3-0. It was 3-0 after the top of the first. They also trailed 4-1. They had 8 extra base hits. 4 multi-run innings, the 11th time they have scored double-digit runs. Julio Rodriguez ahead 1-0. Grisham 3 for 5, 3 runs, 4 RBI.
Been trying to pound Rodriguez in the entire evening.
Mariners 36-4 when they had a lead of 3 or more runs.
The pitch is a strike. New York has 2 challenges remaining.
Great call there by Sanchez behind the plate. It barely nicked the edge. And the count goes 1 ball, 1 strike. Julio, Lombard, backhand, first base. Yankees win it. Final score 10-5. Bullpen solid. 5 relievers. 4+ scoreless innings. For the dancing, Buster Olney. Eduardo Perez, David Ross. Our director tonight was Jeff Evers. Our producer, my good friend Scott Matthews. I'm Carl Rabbit saying so long from the stadium here in the Bronx. It's the Yankees with another win, 10-5 over the Mariners. Now we go out west. Doug Lanville is joined by Mike Monaco.